With Instacart, you can get groceries and more delivered from over 1,000 stores and 75,000 locations. So whether you need a massive haul from a wholesale club, everyday essentials from your go-to supermarket, or specialty items from your favorite local grocer, you can get whatever you need delivered in as fast as an hour. You can even shop for pet supplies, electronics, and sporting goods in just a few clicks. Visit instacart.com or download the app to get free delivery on your first order. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. You may not know the name Dustin Ballard, but you know his work. He's the guy behind the YouTube channel There I Ruined It.
Oh, yeah. We've played some of their stuff before.
Yeah. Oh, we have. Oh, yes, we have. We've started off a lot of people's days with, what the hell did I just listen to?
And he'll reimagine some of the songs. Like he'll grab old audio or mix mash some stuff. Like every time he has a different approach to every single song.
And because of that, he's decided to take his skills. And I love this. I do love what he's doing here because, yes, Pearl Jam is a great band. And, yes, there are people, though, that really don't like Pearl Jam. So he decided...
and those people are delusional.
So for those delusional people, he decided to produce a song encapsulating what Pearl Jam sounds like to people who don't like Pearl Jam. I have to say, Steve, for guys like you especially, this is cool because there's just no way in your brain you can imagine that Pearl Jam's not good and that you'd never like them. I mean, you just can't even imagine what a world would be like that.
Well, for me personally, absolutely. I'm such a big Pearl Jam fan, but I'm also not the type of person that just has blinders on. Is like, Pearl Jam's the greatest thing in the world. Like, I get that there are some people that don't vibe with their music and don't like maybe Eddie's voice. You know, I mean, those people are crazy, but, you know, I get that they exist out there.
I can appreciate that because, for me, granted, I'm not comparing these two bands, so don't get mad at me, people.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but I'm a Collective Soul fan.
I knew you were going to try and go down that road.
But here's what I'm saying. It would be great to have somebody mash up Collective Soul in a way where I get to hear what other people hear that don't like them. You know what I mean?
This guy wants views. He doesn't want, like...
I know that.
He's trying to make.
I get that they're not as popular. That's not my point.
On that?
I said it was not a comparison. That's not my point. I get it. I'm not trying to, but it would be cool for people to hear, for instance, if I'm a Star Trek fan, to hear what Star Trek sounds like to people that aren't Star Trek fans, that would be kind of cool. Cause, I can't imagine people not liking it. So that's what he did. Yeah. Let's say. So he did that. He's saying, here's what Pearl Jam sounds like to people who don't like Pearl Jam.
Looking through the paper, though, and out of something that is never so damn man in concrete.
I love this.
Oh, feeling. Maybe he'll see a little out of something so that's never understands the weather of a few through the queen all the better Saturdays.
Oh, no. He's not wrong.
Oh, man.
No, that was just so dead on.
That's just a normal song, right?
Yeah. I know. And there was a moment where I'm like, well, what's so different? And then I'm like, oh, man. Oh, here we go.
That's why That's why I'm really reticent to make a lot of fun of the Red Hot Chili Peppers because, yes, Anthony's a little bit more like, no, he's like, I'm gibberish here and I don't care. We're making money. But at times you go, but when you listen to Eddie, you're just like, does he have a sock somewhere on a part of his anatomy when he's doing what he's doing? And I love how that song can illustrate, to other people that don't love Pearl Jam as much.
What are you rambling about? Eddie has a sock on his part of his body?
Well, you know how the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'm so he's channeling his Anthony Kiedis. That's all. Sometimes where to some other people it can sound like he's rambling and gibbering just like Anthony Kiedis does in the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay. That was my point. Is that it was a long way to go.
We had socks on wieners and
it was a bit of a stretch of the sock.
Ooh, I got a sock on my wiener.
Yeah.
I do love the comments and I'm with everyone. Like it's like I'm a Pearl Jam fan and yes, I understand why people think that's why they sound like. Although I love one person commented and it just hurts my heart. They say Pearl Jam was playing at my work one time and my younger coworker asked me, "Is that Nickelback?" I said, "No, it's Pearl Jam." And she replied, "What's the difference?"
Oh, wow.
Ouch. For the longest time, I thought
I'd take the day off.
For the longest time, I thought, don't throw anything at me. For the longest time, I thought that Pearl Jam was Tom Petty, that Free Fallin' song. And for some reason, just the free, I was like, oh my God, I don't like Pearl Jam that much.
I could hear Pearl Jam covering Free Falling and I'd be all for it.
That'd be great, actually.
I'd rather hear that than Last Kiss.
Fair enough.
I hate that song.
That's my only, I'm okay with saying that because it's really not their song. They just did a cover.
Yeah.
That's like the one Pearl Jam song where I'm like, I get why people dig it. It's just not my thing.
And that's the division between you and I. Because that's I like that song, and when you said I don't like that song, I'm like, okay, I'm this different kind of Pearl Jam fan because I'm the new Pearl Jam fan because I haven't listened to 10 and I don't have all of that love that you have from back in the day.
You're one of those weirdos that's never listened to 10.
I know, but I mean, I'm the Last Kiss guy, and you're not, and I'm the non-10 guy. Not saying I don't like 10. I mean, I've listened to some of the songs off of 10, obviously, but I haven't. I haven't done what you've done.
You haven't experienced it front to back.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever find this, and maybe the next time I talk to Bob Rivers, and I bring this up to him, that when the Seattle Sound, when grunge first started, they did a twisted tune making fun of grunge. And basically, sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's soft. It was just a parody, and I forget what song, if it was Black Hole Sun or what it was that they were parodying. But I remember that I was like, before it became so popular because it was new. Bob Rivers and the gang were like, "What is this music that we're hearing that we've never heard before?" And they did a twisted tune about it, and I laughed because I thought, that's probably what it sounds like to people that didn't appreciate what the Seattle Sound was. It was just this sort of like, it's loud, it's soft, it's loud, it's soft, making fun of the Nirvana sound, where sometimes it would go high, then it would go low, and that kind of. So I feel like that's what it sounds like to people just like this who don't like that music.
I'd love to be in a room with Eddie Vedder and watch this video with him. And just to see if he gets a kick out of it.
I would hope he would.
I feel like he has a pretty decent sense of humor. I mean, I got to imagine. I mean, he spent a lot of time. I think obviously they contributed music to Adam Sandler movies. So you had to have a good sense of humor because really probably the first introduction from Adam Sandler to Pearl Jam was Adam Sandler making fun of Pearl Jam with Opera Man on Saturday Night Live. If you go back and find those on YouTube, there's as a kid, they were some of the funniest things. Even as a Pearl Jam fan, I'm like, that's hilarious. But he was goofing on Pearl Jam. So I got to imagine the band's got a pretty decent sense of humor about people making fun of that sound because, hell, they worked with Adam Sandler. Granted, it's Adam Sandler. They might be okay with that as opposed to some dude on YouTube. I don't know.
Well, I'll say this, I think that if I were them, I would be very happy that Dustin is doing this stuff on YouTube because he is pretty popular.
Yeah.
And you take a look at some of the YouTube shows that have become amazingly popular, and then all of a sudden you see, Dave Grohl on Hot Ones. You know what I mean? That was a YouTube show, and still is, but it's branched out into so much more. So I think I hope he's smart enough to be happy and get the fact that they're still people are still talking about him.
Someone says it's Blank Hole Sun, according to somebody.
That's what it is. Yeah, Blank Hole Sun from Twisted Tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to see.
They got away with playing that?
Yeah, I'm not playing it.
No.
Well, no.
I just listened to it. I'm not playing it.
No, that
was one of their naughty songs on their record.
Yeah. It was one of the best of Twisted Tunes.
Was that Bob's attempt to get an explicit warning on one of his records?
Yeah,
maybe.
That's a good one, but it's not the one I'm thinking of. I forgot. That was probably what I had in my head. But there is another one that they did where sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's soft, something like that, and it's one of his tunes. I'll have to ask him when I see him because I remember making fun of him, going, "Wow, dude, you were like one of the guys that kind of were making fun of this music before it got really popular."
Or are you thinking of the Weird Al "Smells Like Nirvana" song?
It's not Bob. That's Weird Al.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe you might be right.
Because, Weird Al did a spoof on Nirvana, and it's called "Smells Like Nirvana."
It's very possible that that's what I'm thinking of, and I just confused the two. But I mean, it's they're not wrong when they were talking about Nirvana. Sometimes they go low and they go high, and that was just a whole song making fun of basically that sound.
Yeah, I wonder if it's that.
But it's like, to people that don't like the music, I can understand why they would say that. So good on Dustin, man. That's a fun version. And like you said, I hope that Eddie does appreciate, get a kick out of it as opposed to get mad.
Oh, it'd be great if he shows up to that guy's house and just punches him in the face. It was his breaking point.
If it was Billy Joel, I feel like Billy Joel would not be happy about it. F off, Dustin. We got a crime that was stopped in Spokane thanks to a skunk. And Steve's going to tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. We're getting together with Mary's Place because, we got to put kicks on the kids that need them when they're going back to school. We got a goal of $20,000 to be able to take these kids that pretty much all of them do not have homes. They're staying in these temporary shelters provided by Mary's Place. And they want to go back to school feeling good about themselves, and they don't even have new shoes.
Yeah, there's over 200 kids that are at the shelter. $50 buys a pair of sneakers for a child, $100 for a teenager. And these are sneakers, shoes that they get to pick out. So it's not like we're just like, here, these are the shoes that you're wearing. So that's kind of a cool thing for the kids to be able to pick out something that they're comfortable with and that they dig. And thanks to the Rockaholics, we're already over 20% of our goal. Our goal is 20,000, like you mentioned. We have 4,200 raised so far, thanks in part to the Rockaholics, like Jennifer Tamaris, who donated $100. Kevin Kerwin donated $40. And shout out to Janine Kirkpatrick donating $150. Every amount helps at $5, $20, $50, $1 billion, whatever you got. Go online and donate it. I don't even know if you can donate $1 billion. I'd challenge somebody to do it.
I would take it. I would allow it.
Oh, you would?
I would allow the $1 billion. It would probably be a little less. I feel like, maybe $500 million might go to Kicks for Kids. But we would figure out, the processing fees are tough.
Oh, processing, a.k.a. you're stealing money from the children. That's
from
DJ.
$1 billion. I mean, any other figure is okay, but when you have $1 billion, the processing fees are a lot.
Starts at $1 billion. Next, $50 you're skimming from. We don't need that. BJ, you're not in charge of the money.
All right, fine. But you know who is in charge? You. You can make it happen. Like Steve said, any dollar amount. And look, if money is tight, please share on your socials. Maybe your friends can help us out. If you want more information, if you want to donate for Kicks for Kids, just go to KISW.com.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Law Tigers for giving us the Migs Report today. A special day for many of you on the road. Rev, hit it.
Trucking, got my chips cashed in. Keep trucking.
Okay, then.
Like to do the man.
Look at Rev. Rev looks like he would have been a good deadhead.
No, he wouldn't have been. He's not too peaceful.
Oh, that's a good point.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have the acid room, but I don't know if he's listening to
the Rainbow Room, sir.
My bad.
Yeah.
Tomato.
That would be great to be at a Grateful Dead concert, like you said, see where the vibe is on, and then there's Rev.
Rev just nerd raging.
This is supposed to make me calm.
Why is there no toilet paper in the porta potty?
Oh my God! Right?
Yeah.
That's honestly, I think that might be the only Grateful Dead song I know.
Yeah, I can't really point to too many myself.
Danny, I know you're a huge Deadhead.
Oh, yeah.
What other songs? No? All right. Well, anyways, happy National Truck Driver Day for all the truckers out there.
nice.
Oh, that's what we were doing it
Yeah,
for. Okay.
yeah, nothing to do with Grateful Dead. I just couldn't think of any other songs that involved the word truck.
Big shout out to my brother.
What's his middle name again?
Big shout out to my brother. Yeah, Kevin, you're a great guy. You've been trucking your whole life.
I believe his middle name is Trucker. Kevin Trucker.
Kevin Trucker. That makes a lot of sense now. It was obvious. It was right in front of me, and I never knew.
Maybe, though, you do want to whip out your Grateful Dead vinyl.
Oh,
because
take it
today
easy.
is National Vinyl Record Day.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, Rev, you got one vinyl that you got to listen to for whatever reason. What sentimental? It's the music. It's the packaging. What vinyl are you pulling out?
Oh my God! So this is Supertramp's Live from Paris album that I found at a discount.
Nice.
Yeah,
random, but nice.
It's a lot of Breakfast in America and stuff like that. So it's an old band. Look it up, kids. Supertramp. It's amazing.
Look it up, kids. Danny, you're also a vinyl guy too.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going with?
Mark, Tom, and Travis Show, the live album by Blink-182 that they did way back when.
I fell in love with the girl at the rock. Is that not?
No, that was Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
Oh,
Come on!
But they did a live version, and I got the vinyl for it, and it's like confetti vinyl. And
that's cool.
Wow.
It's super cool. Like it's like this clear vinyl with like a bunch of splatter in it. I love it so much. I'm going to listen to that today.
For me, I think I'm going to go with the Mother Love Bone box set vinyl that they have, which is it has Apple and has all their other recordings on it. But the packaging is just so great because you open it up, it's got like reprints of show posters and things along those lines. It's a pretty awesome thing, and it's my favorite of all my vinyl collection. That's like the one that I always look at with a big smile on my face.
Vicky, do you have any vinyl yourself?
Yeah, actually I do. And I think I would listen to Hosier's self-titled album. I like more of a folky vibe when I do vinyl.
The her song.
No, that's Pearl Jam.
I know. It is too.
Church. Yes.
Well done. Well done, miss.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, too damn Shay right there. Oh, yeah.
I wasn't insulting the guy.
No, well, you
But
kind
it's
of
very similar, yeah.
That's the only way I can describe their sound.
That's kind of what people are saying about Pearl Jam, buddy.
I just have
Still
Pearl
not
Jam
an
stuck in my head.
Nice. BJ, you don't have any vinyl, do you?
No, not anymore.
Right.
But if I had, you said if I could pick one, I mean, I would go back to the first vinyl I ever bought because it's just right in my brain. As soon as you ask, right in my brain, I went back to 16-year-old me and Boston's first album. That was my first. I bought a lot of 45s, which for you kids at home, those are the little ones that go faster than the normal 33 to third vinyl that you know. But the first album I bought was Boston and their first album that had all those hits on there. And I can vividly remember my dad yelling at me to turn the music down, putting a penny on the needle because I had a cheap record player. It wasn't like one of these cool turntables. And the penny kept it from skipping because my album was a little warped because it wasn't made with the big quality.
You know what one also I popped into my head too is Kiss Alive too, just because of the album artwork.
Nice.
When you open it up, it's got the stage scene with like the fire, and it's just like I want to be at this concert.
Nice.
That's another good. And they have like the images of Gene just spitting blood. Oh, good stuff. All right, let's head on over to Spokane because we have a crime that was stopped all because of a skunk. I feel like this is like the most Spokane story ever. I don't know why, but it's just kind of ridiculous. Deputies had to respond to a reported church burglary, so they're like, what the hell is going on? They noticed a 28-year-old guy by the name of Grant. He walked past an open window, and he started climbing out of it, so they're just like, okay, what's going on with this dude? And that's when they were like, okay, get your hands on the ground, get on the ground, all that kind of stuff. So now he's laying on the ground, and a skunk walks by and sprays him.
Oh!
The skunk has now been determined to be a deputy for the Spokane Police Department.
Wow, how about the skunk was like, you look like the kind of person that needs a spraying.
Right? It's like, you seem weird. I'm going to spray you.
Wow.
All right, in Florida, they had I think Florida had an interesting situation, but I think every day is an interesting situation in Florida based on some of the stories that we get. But there was a naked guy that, he got arrested because he was demanding the clothes off of another guy. He threw a machete at the guy and then started running away.
Whoa!
So they
First of all, man, good for him for being naked and having a machete and being able to navigate all that without hurting himself.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that you're looking out for the best interest of the guy that was committing the crime.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
good.
it's pretty impressive. If I'm naked, Steve, I'm not going to have a machete because I'm afraid that I chop something off accidentally.
Now, fortunately, the guy did not get hurt. The dude that had the machete thrown at him, and actually somebody caught it on video. Here's the moments leading up to the arrest.
Come
As the police helicopter pilot starting to get dispatched to go catch this dude.
All right, got the visual on the male. He is naked, yelling at people in the parking lot. Very animated, athletic, thick build. It's like a goatee. He's now walking out to traffic, middle of traffic, yelling at people. He's doing push-ups at the entrance of the food store here.
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa!
That was hysterical.
You got to get your pump in if you're going to be naked.
This dude likes to party.
And he did say athletic build, so he has to keep that up.
Oh, he's doing one-handed push-ups.
Whoa, sick gains.
Oh, now he's doing no-handed push-ups.
Oh, gross.
He's doing those ones that the Tenacious D sang about.
Jeez.
No? Odd enough, we do have audio of the naked man when he originally approached the victim, and this is how it went.
I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
Your clothes. Give them to me. Now.
I mean, they basically described Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're like, an athletic man with a nice build, naked, demanding clothes.
Thick Austrian accent.
Right. That scene easily could have been the start of Terminator down in Florida.
Give them to me now.
Wouldn't that be great if he's like, I'm looking for John Connor?
Yeah. It's like, no, that would not be good.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We're about to deal with nuclear war.
Hey, Mariners.
Yeah.
Let's see if the winning ways continue in Texas at 5 p.m. Good luck to the Mariners. Your Seattle Seahawks, this is very strange to say, are playing a football game tomorrow. Russell Wilson will not be on the team, unfortunately. They're in Pittsburgh for their first preseason game. That's, I think, 4 p.m. on King 5, so you can find out who's going to look better. Is it going to be Drew Lock, Geno Smith? Geno Smith will be the starting quarterback, or maybe it will be Pete Carroll. I don't know if you guys were seeing some of the stories that were coming out yesterday during practice and all that. Pete Carroll decided to take some snaps. 70 years old.
Well, I mean, he realizes we have a quarterback issue.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I'm the scout team quarterback. And he also said, though, it was nice that the defense was being nice to him while he was under center. Could you imagine if one of the players this is my opportunity?
It would have been great if he got pancaked. I mean, not great, but I mean...
Right?
Amazing.
Could you imagine?
Oh, man.
I mean, it's always compete. You're the quarterback. I'm sacking your ass.
It reminds me of the Snickers commercial where Betty White gets tackled.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Now, while Pete's playing quarterback, Bill Belichick is already in fine form. We're not even in regular season yet, and he's already in fine form when it comes to the reporters. Now, Bill Belichick, of course, the coach for the New England Patriots, always known from... His press conferences are always interesting because he just seems miserable. It doesn't matter if they won by 50 points or lost by 1 point. You just can't tell what kind of emotions he has other than anger and sadness, it seems. Like, he just doesn't seem like a fun person to be around. Well, the Patriots played yesterday and they ended up losing to the Giants in their first preseason game, 23-21. One of the reporters was asking Bill Belichick just about how, the offense looks broken. And, Bill Belichick didn't take too kindly about that kind of question.
Just really quickly, just to follow up if I could, you mentioned earlier with the offensive play call, you're going through a process. What do you need to see to make a final decision?
We're going through a process. Simple as that.
Okay. It's just a little bit of an unusual situation for us that have watched you guys before. And so,
what do you want me to do?
I guess we're just looking for a little clarity as to why we're seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah. Going through a process.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
That's a lot of fun.
I think they're going through a process.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
We're going through a process.
Oh, yeah. The media versus the sports people, the people in sports, it's always a dance.
I wonder how many people in the media, though, just trying to poke the bear when it comes to Bill Belichick.
Because you would. If you were a media guy, you wouldn't even care if you knew about sports. You would just try to get him mad.
I probably would ask him questions that he would answer, though, because they had nothing to do with the team. Bill, what's your favorite ice cream? And then he just goes on this long answer about its rocky road.
Oh, he would love you. I bet he would love you. Thank God you're not asking a stupid question during preseason where we're working everything out and you're acting like it's game 13.
And let's give a massive shout out to the Little League World Series. Bonnie Lake, Washington, going to the Little League World Series.
That's cool. Good for Bonnie Lake.
That's super exciting. The only bummer is that they're going in through some massive controversy. Man, you never want to have it end the way that it did. So they're taking on a team from Bend, Oregon, Bend North Little League. I guess the game was tied 2-2, right? So one of the players for Bonnie Lake, Braden Rudolph, hits a ground ball down the third baseline. The third base umpire says, foul ball. So Bend North Little League players stop playing. Well, then the other umps are like, nope, not a foul ball. And they actually reversed the call. But Bonnie Lake scored, so that counted. But the Bend kids are like, what the hell? We stopped playing because you said it was a foul ball, and it ended in massive controversy. So
yeah, that's at that point, you've got to keep it a foul ball.
Yeah, they said the other umps were like, it's a fair ball. They reviewed it, said it was fair. But I mean, you got to take into account that the players are stopped. They're not going to keep playing if you all of a sudden. It's like in hockey for me. It's like if you blow the whistle saying it's offsides and then someone scores and you're like, no, actually it wasn't offsides. Well, that's bullcrap.
Yeah, I feel like that's really odd. I mean, I don't know Little League World Series rules, but, other places you can review, sure, you can return them over. It's no problem because, you can figure it out. But you can't figure out telling someone to stop playing and then go, well, we're going to still play. I mean, I don't know how you can figure that. That's BS.
I didn't see it, but I saw a lot of people on social media clearly not happy, especially those that are from the Oregon area. I was
right.
And I understand, that does suck. I mean, but congratulations, Bonnie Lake. Whether or not it was a controversial call or not, you got to play with the hand that was dealt to you, and let's go on and win it all.
Wow.
That was like an all-time dream of mine to go to the Little League World Series.
Oh, me too.
I mean, I guess I needed talent and a good team.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
really?
Me too.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
What?
That you really wanted to go?
Oh, God, yeah.
Wow, you and my son. Because, I mean, again, all the stories you've told is you were very aware of how bad of a player you were, but you still wanted to go. You thought you could make it.
I was a good catcher.
Me too.
I felt like you need some, dude. I could throw people out on my knees like Benito Santiago.
Oh, really?
Really? Oh, I wasn't that good.
I don't remember this part of your career. I only remember you just offensively not being very good. I didn't realize you were a defensive juggernaut.
Well, I mean, for a few seasons.
Okay.
Then I was also like middle, left, center field, like the guy that they just throw in the field because there's no one else. They had to put everybody on the field.
How do you put Benito Santiago, in a position where no one's going to hit the ball?
I evolved into that. Once I discovered that I liked catching.
I see.
And then I was really obsessed with Benito Santiago, so I spent days just sitting on my knees throwing balls.
Wow, that's awesome.
That didn't sound...
No, not at all.
No. Well, at least you weren't rubbing them. You were just throwing them.
No, I was just on my knees throwing them balls, and I got good at it.
Yeah.
But I still couldn't hit a ball.
Yeah. Well, But,
I could get hit by a ball like none better, and I would have gotten a lot of walks. My on-base percentage was pretty decent, PJ.
Actually, you'd be a very good Major League Baseball player these days.
We were just talking about that on the Megacast. Like, Ted was joking about that. I'm like, no, Ted, that legit happened. He's like, wait, you had a coach that actually told you to get hit by balls? I'm like, yeah. He pulled me aside and goes, Steve, a walk is as good as a hit. Lean into these pitches. And I did that for an entire season. I was getting walked like crazy. It was awesome.
Bean Steve.
And then I'm like, that's probably why I was like excited to be a goalie. I was already fine with things being thrown at my face.
Wow.
Yeah, as it were.
Yeah. Hey, weather, 79 degrees.
Wow.
It's going to be, it's like weird segue. It was like, speaking of
balls,
you can catch me tonight. I'm wrestling at SOS Pro Wrestling, taking on Guillermo Rosas.
Speaking of balls, okay.
Tonight over at Edison Square in Tacoma, come check out your SOS Pro Wrestling champion. Me.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm the god of that island, BJ.
Yeah, you are.
Wow.
Tiki god.
Yeah.
Benito Santiago of wrestling. Who can stop him?
That's right. I'll be throwing balls from my knees.
Okay. Well, okay then.
Hey, thanks to WWE SmackDown at the Climate Pledge Arena for giving us the Migs Report. They're coming to town, BJ, on September 9th. That's going to be a blast, and that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Which vampire movie starred George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino?
Which what?
Which vampire movie starred George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino?
Interview with the Vampire?
No.
Twilight?
No. That'd be a whole other movie.
Count Chocula?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, sir. We're looking from dusk till dawn. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's a loud local band of the week, the Ardana. It's a loud local band of the week, the Ardana. Am I saying that right, Steve? Ardana? Adarna. Yeah. Oh, the Adarna.
Not the Adana.
Yeah.
Adana.
Sorry about that, guys. The Adarna. No, the Adarna. Anyway. Hey, Steve, where can you get their music?
I don't even know what band we're talking about. Their third record that came out, Road to Resonance. And happy 10-year anniversary to the Adana.
You want more info, you can go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. You can also get more local music every Sunday night at 8 o'clock here on The Rock. It's a show called On Local, starts at 8 o'clock. 2 big hours of great Pacific Northwest music with bands like the Adana. And we've made it. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday. Getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying. Yeah. Fun. Looking forward to the weekend.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Look at that. It looks very nice outside.
It does.
I hope it stays that way.
It's going to be high 70s.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, sunny.
Yeah, don't go over that 80-degree marker, and I'm fine, because then I get all sweaty and it's gross.
Yeah, that's when it's gross.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah. Let's get to our contestant today. We got Jess in Tacoma. Jess, are you there?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Jess. All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye. Yeah. For those playing at home, Jess will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jess, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
If there are 48 tablespoons in 1 cup, how many tablespoons are in 2 cups?
56.
No.
Oh, dang it. 6 carries 1. Pass.
In which continent would you find the Volga River?
South America?
No.
Asia?
No.
Pass.
Martina Hingis is famous for playing what sport?
Tennis.
Yes. In what decade did the Cabbage Patch Kids first get released?
80s?
Yes. In what early 90s year did Larry Bird retire?
70s?
No.
Sorry, what was the question?
In what early 90s year did Larry Bird retire?
92.
Yes. What is the most abundant element in the universe?
Pass.
Who did Kim Kardashian marry in 2014?
Kanye West?
Yes. What number do opposite faces of a six-sided die always add up to?
11.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4 correct.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Steve will have that Friday feeling and choose not to answer questions. I don't know.
It's that Friday feeling.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, we got to keep that streak alive.
Coming out of the bullpen.
Coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
Oh, game change. Steve Moon lifted.
Dude, last night was special.
Oh, what?
I introduced this song to Tatum.
Oh, yeah.
And she loved it.
Oh, nice.
BJ, you'll love. She went downstairs to grab her trumpet so she could play with the song.
She has a trumpet?
Wow.
It's a suction cup dart.
Okay.
That she puts the suction. I didn't have a chance to grab video of it because the music was playing from my phone, and it was just like, I wish I had my wife's cell phone to take video. She puts the suction cup part on her mouth and just kind of like does her hand and that's become a trumpet for like months.
That's
so all
adorable.
of a sudden, she hears a song with a trumpet in it. I was like, oh my gosh, and boy, oh boy, was it a party.
Nice.
So that got added to Tatum's party mix.
There you go.
There it is. And I'm okay with it. And then when the song slows down and the beat hits it again, oh man, it was like a rave at our house.
Oh my goodness.
Minus all the bad stuff.
Yeah, it's a baby rave. It's good fun.
Are fun.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
If there are 48 tablespoons in 1 cup, how many tablespoons are in 2 cups?
Oh, man. 96.
Yes. In which continent would you find the Volga River?
That would Volga.
Volga.
Okay, I was saying.
Oh, pardon me.
Oh my goodness.
Volga is South America.
Okay.
No. Africa.
No.
Europe.
Yes. Martina Hingis is famous for playing what sport?
Tennis.
Yes. In what decade did the Cabbage Patch Kids first get released?
80s.
Yes. In what early 90s year did Larry Bird retire?
91.
No.
92.
Yes. What is the most abundant element in the universe?
Gold.
No.
Rock.
No.
Air.
No. Whom did Kim Kardashian marry in 2014?
Wasn't Pete Davidson, I tell you. Kanye West.
Yes. What number do opposite faces of a six-sided die always add up to?
6.
No.
11.
No.
12.
No. The concept of gravity was discovered by which famous physicist?
Einstein.
No.
Oh, what the hell is that guy? Newt.
Newt? No. Newt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct. You win 6-4.
Yes.
Jess, I know it probably feels embarrassing to lose to Newt over there.
Good game nonetheless.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Have a great weekend.
She turned me
Hey, you
into a
too.
news.
Thanks, guys.
You were close. You need to add 2 letters to the end of that. It's Newton.
Yeah, you
Yes.
almost had it.
Dude, Sir Isaac Newt.
We hang, when all of us homies hang, we just call him the Newt.
The Newt.
that's
Hey,
right.
Newt, can you
I
grab me a
forgot you
beer?
were on, I forgot you guys were homies.
Let's test that gravity out. Throw me a beer, Newt.
Yeah. The Newt.
Sorry.
It's his locker room name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to name drop over here.
The most abundant element in the universe. Anybody have a guess on that one?
In the universe.
Yeah, in the universe.
Isn't that hydrogen?
It is hydrogen. Good
Yeah.
job there. Look at
Nice work, Danny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Science.
Yeah, Mr. Science over there. And then maybe, BJ, do you know the number that the opposite faces of a six-sided die always add up to?
I would be a horrible geek if I didn't.
Okay.
It's 7.
It is 7. Yeah.
7.
So like the 6 and the 1 are on opposite sides, 3 and 4, 5 and 2.
Oh, I get that question now.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That took a while to get there, but I got it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Too much math.
There's a lot of math in this one, so I'm not really sorry about that. He still won, so congrats.
That's why if you roll 2 dice, 7 is what usually comes up. It comes up more than anything else. That Catan game actually makes 7s bad. That's it. So they made that when they designed that game. They go, if you roll 7, any 7, it's going to be a bad thing for you. And that's because 7s come up a lot.
Craps. I get it.
Almost, Eddie, but no.
Hey, a lot of people are texting asking what's the trumpet song that we keep playing, and it's called Timmy Trumpet and Blaster Jacks, and the song is called Narco. In case anybody wants to find it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, if you want to have that as your thing.
Yeah, I'm sure if you just Google Timmy Trumpet, that's probably the easiest way to find it, or just look up Narco on YouTube, you'll be able to find it.
I mean,
so
far
you're making up that name.
Yeah, good old Timmy Trumpet.
The funny part is you go to the comments, nothing about the song, everything about Edwin Diaz, and they're like, you hear this song in the 9th inning, you know the game is over.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I am hoping this does not come back to bite us in the ass, because right now we're kind of using it as a good luck charm, for playing it, and I have to tolerate it because ever since you started playing it, I think the Mariners haven't lost.
That's right.
So
it's our good luck charm. That has nothing to do with the Mariners. Well, as a former Mariner, I mean, we did have to lose him to get that great Kelnick player. So I mean,
I almost finished that sentence.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm hoping that kid figures it out. You're right, because it's not looking good. That trade.
I heard he's doing good down in there in Tacoma.
That's what I was gonna say. He at least plays well for the minor league team. So
he's doing great for.
He puts butts in seats over there.
We got to give him time. I hope it comes through. I really do. I hope he becomes a somebody. I want him to.
I feel like it might happen. Not this season, but it might.
Someday. Oh, man. Oh. Well, yeah. So I don't know if you heard about this, but there is a new poll on the most unacceptable activities for a first date. Oh, yeah. And you know what? What do you think is on top of the list? Well, I'm going to tell you. Do that at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a new poll out there for you folks that might be going on a first date soon. And these are the unacceptable activities for a first date. And the top worst thing that you can do, and I can't believe that somebody did this. They
brought their wife.
Well,
that's fine. That's the most acceptable thing to do.
Or husband.
Yeah, that's it.
Not that that's ever happened to me on what I thought was a date.
Sounds like that exactly.
That's the problem. Did they think it was a date?
Well, clearly no, BJ. They thought it was an opportunity to make a new friend.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, I've
still one of my favorite. And honestly, though, I think that I'm so glad that happened in that date, because that day would have been so it wouldn't have been memorable. Obviously, there was no hope because they were married, but it made it a way more fun story. I went on what I thought was a date, turned out just to be a hangout with a woman and her husband, who were both big fans.
Yeah.
Back when I worked at the end.
Yeah.
Did they ask you for concert tickets?
They might as well have at that point. Right?
Yeah, really.
It's this part never was brought up when we were talking.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel like, and yeah. Well, this one here, the worst thing you can do on a first date is have them meet your family, which I don't understand why anybody in their right mind would think, hey, it's my first date, I have to introduce you to the family.
Well, what if first date, I'm thinking people in their 20s, they might still live at home.
That's what I was thinking. The mom has to take them to the bar.
Well, okay, I didn't think it was going to get to that point. I don't know. A happy belated birthday to Danny's mom, but just forgot that was yesterday.
It was yesterday, yeah.
I meant to say I shut out during Beat Migs. I dropped the ball and I apologized to her. Did she have to do that for you?
What? I mean, in high school, not in my 20s. But,
okay.
Yeah, and that was always super awkward because my mom always wanted to be involved. I'll take you to the mall. I'll take you to Roller King. I'll take you to the movies. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
But I didn't have no other way to get around, so it's like, meet me at the bus.
Just jump in the back seat. Don't acknowledge that my mom's driving us.
I feel like after prom, that's it. There's no more taking your dates to meet the parents unless you really feel like it's a serious thing. I think that's it. I mean, once you go to college, once you're out of high school, there's no bringing a first date back to meet the parents. You find a way. Either you get dropped off in a location and they're at a mall, but then you meet them somewhere in the mall. That way your parents aren't involved. Who does that?
I feel like a lot of people are so tight knit with their family that it's not a big deal in their eyes. They're like, hey, let's go to a bar and meet. Oh, here are my cousins, my uncle, my sister, and my dad. They're all just here too.
Oh, I'd be done.
What if they're all fun and they all hit it off and you're like, well, cool. I just knocked that off the list. I already met them.
I'd be like, I don't want to have to impress all these people. I'm just trying to impress you right now.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be done. I'd be like, I'd probably grin and bear it, but I'd be probably pissed off at her. Like the whole evening would be, once we got out, I'd be like, what are you doing? And then I would have totally Larry Davided her and the date would have been over because she would have been like, wow, I guess I know what kind of jerk you are. So that is the number one thing you're not supposed to do. Very unacceptable. And that is, introduce your first date to your family. No, thank you.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
And we got a list of other unacceptable activities for a first date. And of course, the worst being, having to meet your family. And we're wondering, okay, how about you? You've been on first dates. What is the worst thing that you have done or that someone has done to you on that first date? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What's the worst thing that you've done on a first date? Or maybe that someone has done to you on a first date? Your calls, your texts, after the BC's on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Got a new poll out there, and they're like saying, the top unacceptable thing that you can do on a first date, worst thing you can do, is take them to meet your family. So based on this, we want to know, what is the worst thing that you have done or someone has done to you on the first date? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Somebody says, I got kicked in the you-know-what-skis on the first date for using the Lord's name in vain. It would have been great if after you got hit, then you also used it again. Just like repeatedly getting... That's always a good way to handle something.
Yeah, wow.
Kick in the gonads.
Well, you know what? At least you get to know. The good news is you're like, okay, this is quick information telling me that you and I are not compatible.
You could have just walked up, just threw a drink in the... I'd rather get a drink thrown in my face than get kicked in the boys.
Truth.
Yeah, I would just rather have somebody say, you know what, man, the way you are is not good with my philosophical way of... I'm out. Instead of drinks in my face, knees and kicks in the boys. I mean, can't we all just get along in God's eyes? You're all children in God's eyes. Come on, right?
Somebody wants to know about if Joey has any good stories. Because Joey's still, Vicky also still in the dating world. Like she has her moments where she decides to date and not, right?
Right.
I don't know. Sometimes she's like, I'm on a break from dating.
Yeah, well, I mean, COVID didn't really help that situation. And then online dating, it's like, this is a great idea. You're on it for a little bit. This was an awful idea.
All right, Joe, you've had a lot of dates, though.
Oh, I've had a lot of dates. A lot of first dates.
A lot of first dates.
That's a surprise to everybody in this family.
That he goes on dates?
Yeah, we never hear anything from him. We don't. When he says he has a lot of dates, I'm like, I have no clue if you've ever been on a date, because we never. Where Sarah, everything about everything in her life. Joe, I don't even know if in fact Joe even lives with any. He says things, but I don't know anything. I don't. He's really close to the vest, so
he probably doesn't want to deal with the headache of you guys just like not letting him get any chance to just let things develop and breathe.
I'm good enough to destroy my own relationships. So I don't need to add any more, variables.
If you could put a percentage on it, how many of your dates do you feel like that there wasn't a second date because of what you did or because of what they did?
Ooh, for me, it's probably 80% me.
Woo!
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not good at the texting back. That's why many years ago when BJ tried to set us up, there was no second date.
You're still waiting for that.
I'm waiting for that text.
I lost my phone.
Still haven't found it. If no problem, responding to the group text that she's on.
Yeah.
It's been 10, 12 years?
Yeah.
Well, at some point you'll get back to her.
Yeah. Or I'll get a new phone. One of the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just have those problems, and when I bring my family into it, they just add this level of drunkenness or conversation, so I just left it for a good 5 years, but I've been more into it now of introducing people to them. It just hasn't happened yet. But the first dates that I've been on, for instance, this one, I did one of those group date things where you bring your friends and they bring your friends. You meet at a bar.
well, we're having some drinks, and the woman that I'm with casually mentions, I know a great place where we can go get more drinks. And I'm like, all right, where? She's like, my parents' house.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, her parents can't possibly be home. Why would you possibly invite me over there if they're home? Well, we walk in, and they're sitting on these 2 recliners. Her dad's drinking whiskey. Her mom's about to smoke a cigar or a cigarette or something.
Okay. Are they in their pajamas?
Oh, yeah, 100% pajamas.
Amazing.
There's this 15-year-old dog that's laying in front of them. And they're watching, I think, Below Decks or something, one of those drama shows.
Oh, my wife loves that show.
And I'm looking at them like, this is weird, but I'm also kind of interested.
Did she just bring you back, or did the entire group of you guys go back?
Just me.
Okay.
So I'm thinking this is going to go really well.
Yeah, you're going to go back to her. Does she live there?
I don't think so. I didn't really get to that
down
part.
To the basement?
Yeah, well, she's like, we'll just grab a bottle of alcohol out of the top shelf, and we'll just go upstairs. So we walk in, and both their parents just turn around and look at me. And they're like, who is this freaking guy in my house?
Right.
Because she went the other direction, and I didn't know they were there. So then the dog gets up, and it starts barking at me.
Oh, that's awkward.
They mute Below Decks. She comes downstairs wasted, forgets her parents are even there.
Oh, boy.
So that was the end of that date. I got kicked out.
You guys didn't go to Make Out City?
No, I didn't go anywhere but home in an Uber.
Makeout City.
Is that what they're calling it now? Makeout City?
That's what they always call it, BJ. Yeah.
Boy, that is...
Joe, you should ask her, can we go to Makeout City?
No, I'll give my phone back for that.
How did... Well, I probably she was drunk. That's how. I mean, the whole idea came from the drunken state.
Nice parents' house, though. I understand why she wanted me to take me back there. It was very, I was like, oh,
this could all be yours if we could somehow get rid of my parents.
But the thing is, I blame her, but I do way worse things. I went on a first date one time to do karaoke, and before I could even get up to sing a song, I spilled my drink in her purse, and then it was over. There was no recovery from that. God, you should have seen the look of her eyes.
I'm proud of my boy. He's carried on the legacy.
Oh, I look forward to our radio convention to see what kind of smooth talking Joe. I'm just going to follow Joe around just from a distance, just to eavesdrop. I'm going to get that Whisper 2000 thing that they used to sell on television where you put the headphones on, you can hear the conversation up close.
Ooh, good call.
Why is Steve walking around with headphones? Is something going on with him? Nope, just eavesdropping on Joe trying to knock on women. Because it's my favorite thing is watching him flirt with women.
Yeah.
And that's a completely normal behavior. So just let Steve go on his way. It's not weird.
Yeah. I don't suspect the thing, to be honest with you. Because there's a certain point where I get just drunk enough where I think that I'm smooth like butter, but really I'm more like a Rocky
That's my
Road.
favorite phase of you, I think. So I'm looking forward to this in Chicago.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be the greatest time.
I'll have some new lines, too.
Oh, what lines are you working on right now?
Oh, they're in the works, so don't you worry. I don't really want to pull them out right now.
I hear we're in the Windy City. Does that mean... No.
Do not
workshop that one.
Don't use Steve as a scriptwriter. He can't be your Cyrano. Not going to work out.
No. I'm married, and thankfully I don't have to try coming up with lines because I would be terrible at that as well.
Stay away from BJ when you're talking to ladies because
unless you want them to cry.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, gosh,
I mean, there's that. But,
the look on their face when after they started crying, I go, "Oh yeah, I'm BJ's son," and they just look at me and they just run away.
Okay, that's
one's enough. One's enough.
All right, listen. I have learned that I'm a horrible wingman. I stay away from all of you while you're doing what all you're doing. Okay.
Yes. Runs in the family because Sarah's just as bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
true,
when we were in Boston, I was hitting on this chick, and what starts happening? Sarah starts crying and comes over and wants to buy me, wants me to buy her a shot.
Yeah,
that's a way to get laid.
Did the girl at least know that was your sister?
No idea.
She did not stay around long enough to find out that it was.
Yeah. That would just be like if I was talking to a girl and all of a sudden a random guy comes over crying, begging for a shot. I'm like, don't know what's going on, but I'm out.
She legitimately went downstairs. She left the entire level of the bar we were at.
Yeah.
Should have followed her down. That's my sister. That could have came off a little weird too.
It's not better. It's not making it better.
206-421-ROCK, Texas at 77999. Let's go to Sass. Sass in Lake City, you are on the Rock.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Sass.
I wet myself on the first date.
Awesome.
Join the club day one.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to show them you mean business. Oh, dude, really? Did you drink that much?
No, it actually really wasn't. I drank that much. It was actually the first. You know how sometimes when you take a big gulp of a beer and you get that gas bubble in your right in your diaphragm. Well, I did that, and it was like super painful. It actually made me pass out, and so I passed out on the floor. And I woke up and I had wet myself. And so not only did I wet myself, she was gone. She just left a note on the floor that just said, I can't.
And she didn't even stay there until you came through?
Didn't even stay. She was gone.
You know what? That's not a person you want to be with anyway.
No. But dude, think about it. The guy takes a sip of a beer, passes out, wets himself, and she's like, am I really going to stick around for whatever comes next?
Dude, I would. If I was with a girl and she took a swig of a beer, passed out, and I looked down and her pants are wet, I'd be like, I should probably make sure she's okay before I call it a night. I wouldn't just leave a note being like, I just can't.
That's awesome. I mean, that's the best.
How many bad dates do you think she's been through where that was just not doing this again tonight?
Yeah. You're right, man. I think that's exactly the case, is that she was like, dude, you're in the long line of no, I'm done.
It'd be great if she just had like the already pre-written notes just in case if something like this happened.
Yeah. She got hit. She just all little cards she leaves on there.
Yeah, here's my card. All it says is nope on it.
Nope. I can't.
She probably went to like the bartender and be like, can I get a pen and paper? And they're probably like, well, what are you going to do with this guy who's passed out wetting himself?
I'm not with him.
Not my problem.
No. Yeah, that's your problem. Yep. You're the bar.
You served him.
The bartender's like, oh, don't worry. Liam Neeson comes in all the time. We know how to deal with it.
Nice. He has a certain set of skills. He'll find you. You probably shouldn't leave.
Oh, boy. How about this? Doing a certain something behind your spouse's back can actually strengthen the relationship? Oh, what am I talking about? I'll tell you at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, this is a very interesting finding in this new study. What they have found out is that secret spending by spouses, they have found, may actually strengthen your relationship.
Oh, good.
Nice. So that Seahawks hat I just bought is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
I haven't bought one yet, but I should. It's Blue Friday after all.
Oh, yeah, sort of.
But it has to be secret, so you can't.
Right.
Yeah, you just ruined it.
It's on the DL.
Yeah, we all know, I think. And I think your wife also kind of listens once in a while, doesn't she?
She does, but right now she doesn't, so.
Okay. You're taking a risk.
I got my window. She's crossfitting right now.
Oh, nice.
I bought all the Seahawk hats. I spent $500. I'm kidding.
Wow.
That would be a little. That's like 4 hats, I think, these days.
Yeah,
right.
So the idea is this, that not telling your partner actually creates guilt about your secret spending, and the feeling of guilt leads to an unplanned investment in the relationship.
So you feel so guilty that you try harder to be better.
You make it up in other areas.
Right.
Yeah. Then your partner's like, oh, wow, I feel really close to you because you have taken initiative to do nice things for me.
See, my tactic is more dorky. It's just as dorky as doing secret spending. It's like, go get that, whatever it is that you want. Absolutely buy that. Then it's like, justifies, well, I'm now going to buy something too because you got something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or vice versa. I buy something first and then I'm like, on my way home, I'm like, I'm going to stop at the store and get her something as well. So that way it's like, I got you this. And she's like, cool, what'd you buy?
Yeah.
She knows your tricks already.
I bought you a Snickers bar. What'd you get? A Les Paul guitar.
Yeah, sorry.
That's not the same in equal amount.
But you like Snickers.
Yeah. It satisfies you like this guitar does me.
How about this, man? Turns out 100% of us pretty much do this because in their study they asked all the couples and the couples were like, yeah, we have all, at least at one time in our life, we've done this.
But you know what the funny part is? It's so silly because I'll have that like mentality of like, oh man, I shouldn't tell her. Like I just bought a t-shirt. But like every time I tell her, she's just like, she just kind of rolls her eyes in like a silly way. It's not like she's like, don't do that. She's just like, another black t-shirt with white lettering. Okay, you only have 40 of them. That makes sense. But like, it's never like you need to stop doing it. So I don't know why you even have that mindset of like, I got to purchase this and not let her know. She's eventually going to find out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Well, I guess
when I'm wearing it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What do you think? I'm going to like wear it here to work, and then when I get home, I take the shirt off and put on another black t-shirt with white lettering?
I've heard weirder stuff, man.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
You've just described my life, so...
You would swap out outfits so you didn't get busted for buying them?
Yes, when I grew up, there were things that I just knew that my parents would give me a hard time for, so I would hide them as much as possible, and sometimes it would be clothes. Yeah, I would wear, wear the jacket and keep the jacket on going so that they couldn't see what I had on underneath.
It's
because
like those,
I just didn't want to hear it.
It's like those movies where like the girl goes out for like a night out and she has like a dress or a short skirt, but then when she gets home, she changes back to her overalls. Yeah. So you were wearing your short skirts, BJ?
I didn't want them to see my short skirts, okay? They didn't want me to spend my money on those. Yeah. Well, here's what they're saying. Look, this is actually a positive thing because really you feeling guilty for buying something for yourself is really harmless. And the other side, of course, is you're doing something nice and investing in the relationship. So the guilt you feel, which really isn't that big of a deal, motivates you to be a better partner. So how about that? The only way we're really nice to our partners is we have to feel like a-holes first.
Right.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. Then I win. I'm probably the nicest partner in the world. Because I'm always feeling like an a-hole.
And you did her a solid by getting her a place in California so she doesn't have to be around you all the time.
Yeah. See that? You know what? Beat that, people.
Can't.
No.
I'll never be able to.
I'll buy all the stuff I want at this point, right? I mean,
could beat that. The texter brought up a good point. I forgot about this story. It came out earlier this week. Ryan Reynolds, he bought a team behind his spouse's back. Did you see that story?
What?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool guy. He purchased a Welsh soccer team.
Oh, nice.
That's right. Yes, I remember this.
And he didn't run it by Blake Lively, his wife, who's also an actress. So apparently, he's like, we're still working through this purchase.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
I remember him doing that because he did it with the dude from Always Sunny.
Yes.
Yeah. And
the Rob guy.
McElhenney. Yeah. Aren't
they trying to do it? Isn't there a reality show based on this?
They're doing a TV documentary series based on this whole thing, them buying the team.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he's getting money out of it.
Here's what.
So we pay my bills.
I feel like the TV documentary thing is just so that he can say that to Blake rather than really have Blake go, what are you doing? It's like Steve's t-shirts. You're buying a soccer team. You watch Ted Lasso for a few episodes. Now you want your own soccer team. Is that it?
He got a camera crew to follow him around so she can't yell at him.
Yeah, so he's like, oh no, it's a documentary.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
This is business. This wasn't me watching Ted Lasso because I got all teared up. No.
Oh, it's even better because that's the whole idea is that they teamed up to purchase the 5th tier Red Dragons in hopes of turning them into an underdog story the whole world can root for. The only problem is that Rob and Ryan have no experience in football or working with each other.
Great. This is a Steve and Danny thing right here.
If we had that kind of money, we would totally buy like a minor league hockey team and do like the whole Dan Barry Trashers thing.
Exactly.
Let's just get a bunch of goons on the team that love to crush Coors Lights in the showers with us. It's going to be awesome.
Can you please win the lotto, please? Please.
Right?
It's a brilliant idea because, I mean, of course, you know, in the Ted Lasso show, the owner is somebody who just wants the team to tank because it was her ex-husband's, and the coach is never ever coached soccer in his life, and he's an American. So they're doing the same kind of weird thing, and I'll watch it. Because I love Ted Lasso. Of course I'm going to watch it to see a real life Ted Lasso thing play out. And I love Rob McElhenney. And of course, and Ryan Reynolds. That's a team that I didn't know I wanted to see that I definitely want to see.
It'd be so great if they just get like drunk with power and like they decide to fire the coach and one of them becomes the coach and just like one of the other guys puts himself in during the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
like, have fun with this.
Oh, yeah. Totally. And again, still an elaborate plot just so his wife doesn't give him a hard time for buying a soccer team. I still think it's just like an elaborate ruse. Like you would go, I need this black T-shirt. We're doing an event.
And it comes out later this month, so we'll be able to watch it.
What channel is this thing on?
It looks like it's FX on August 24th and then FX on Hulu, Disney Plus on the 25th.
Okay, so it's free for everybody, or you can Hulu it up if you got Hulu.
We just tried to watch something on FX. It lasted all of like 30 seconds.
Oh, no, what?
The Old Man.
Oh, whoa!
I don't even know.
That's a good show. You guys didn't get through it, huh? Though I would never have recommended it to you because I don't think your wife would appreciate it.
We literally lasted 30 seconds.
Oh, that's the one with Jeff Bridges in it.
Yeah. I thought like the synopsis was kind of cool. I'm like, like an old like CIA agent guy. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is worth a whirl. Like one of the first scenes is like some weird like flashbacky like scary scene.
Yeah.
I just freaked out the Wifeski, and I'm like, maybe this isn't the show that we need to be going into.
Okay.
For all I know, it was like a harmless part of it, and it's not like signs of how the entire show is, but not worth the effort.
I feel like this is why I wouldn't have recommended this show to you. And I haven't watched the whole season yet, but I watched it when it came out. It's a good show, and I haven't finished it yet, but I definitely didn't recommend it to you because I know your wife, and there's no way she was going to like this show.
Yeah, well, we live by our own rules, and we try things based on just what the hell kind of moments.
What the hell mentality.
I don't blame you.
But the fun part of it was I got so frustrated. I was just going through Netflix just trying to find anything and realized I hadn't finished watching the Cobra Kai series. So
what?
Dude, all this time, I mentally thought we finished season, 4?
Yeah.
And we hadn't. We were only one episode in on season 4, and somehow we got, I don't know what happened in our world that we got Tatum. That got distracted and forgot.
Right. Yeah, Bluey's new season, that took you off the tracks.
Right. But we forgot that we were even watching it. And I was like, oh, crap, we still have an entire season to watch, and it's been awesome so far.
Oh, yeah. Season 5 comes out soon on September 9th.
Timing couldn't be better.
That is actually, solid because, season 4 really ramped up, too, because I had the huge All Valley championship.
Yeah, the build-up is happening right now. For us.
Well, yeah. You'll eventually get there. Yeah. It's only, only about 6 months old, so don't worry about it.
Good for you, man. You know what?
It's like when you find $10 in your wallet.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wow, I didn't even know I had this.
Right? Oh, that's really wonderful. So first the wife's looking at you like, what the hell are we doing? Oh, hey, look at what we found.
Pretty much. So we were like, tried the Old Man. And we're like, nope, that's not going to happen. Then she goes, I can't wait for the fall so all of our shows come back. Because right now it's pretty dry. Other than wrestling shows. And
oh, yeah, she's a real fan of that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, she loves that.
All right, well, you know what? I'll give you guys some recommendations.
I never asked for your recommendations.
Well, you said it's real dry right now, so...
but you're batting like 0 for us. Maybe you're batting like about 100.
You know what? No, I'm batting better than that. It's just you come back to me and go, we found this great show, and it was a show I recommended to you about 6 months ago.
That was once. That's the one. That's the one single you got in this game of recommendations.
Yeah. All right. Well, the trouble is this: there's some shows I think your wife would like, but you don't like. That's the problem because it's like, does it involve any place that's not now?
Well, yeah. I don't want to watch some stupid old fuddy-duddy thing, or people aren't even wearing shoes.
Yeah, or you don't want to go in the future either, where it's like a new fuddy-duddy thing where people wear. Oh, you're okay with the future?
Yeah, we've never had a problem with the future. I don't like living in the past, man.
Oh, okay.
So they're wearing togas.
Yeah. All right. I wonder if you would like this.
Again, I never asked for your recommendations.
I know. But you know what? You give me recommendations, and I literally tell you I don't want them. So you know what? What's fair is fair.
But you're like stressing over what to recommend. I just throw out recommendations because I'm a tastemaker.
You just said it's a little dry.
Yeah.
And I feel like you need a little something.
See, Rev knows I recommended the Woodstock documentary. And
so compelling. I'm glad you did.
Home run on that one.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Did your wife like that, by the way?
Which one?
The Woodstock one.
The Woodstock?
Oh, she fell asleep on it.
Yeah,
I finished watching it without her.
That's what I thought.
I could tell that it wasn't really doing anything for her. So, and at no point as she said, "Hey, we never finished that Woodstock documentary." And I'm like, "That's funny because I already finished."
Because I did.
There you go. All right. Okay. Well, you know what? Then I won't recommend anything.
No,
to you.
fine. You
no,
can
I'm done.
recommend
That's
something.
you know what? I feel you. When your wife is like, "Why don't we have good TV?" You can tell her you shut the door on the real tastemaker.
She's more bothered by your recommendations than I am. I have to, you have to lie to your wife saying that I didn't recommend something that you guys are going to watch. I have to do the same when you recommend something. I have to say a listener recommended it, and then she's willing to check it out.
Here's why. Now, you need to go home and tell her that I would not, that I specifically didn't recommend The Old Man because I know her, but you didn't listen to me by asking me first because I would have said no. Would have said, don't even put her to The Old Man. It's not her show.
Well, I said that you recommended it, so that's perfect. I didn't. She even said, like, how did you find out about this one? I'm like, I literally just said,
my name.
This stupid ad, it just always shows up on the thing on demand, so I figured let's give it a whirl. It must be good. And she's like, 30 seconds into it, she's like, yeah, that's not it.
All right. Here's
I didn't say that you recommend. Okay, what?
Here's a show you might want to try, and she may find it interesting.
Uh-oh.
It's called Travelers. Watch the first episode on Netflix and see if it grabs you.
Is this one of those shows where like they're all like human goats and random
they're
animal
all like
people?
human goats?
So that one show you recommended where it's like,
oh, that was what was it? It was Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one.
I know, but Steve's wife doesn't go down that road too much, Rev. So this one here, it's intriguing. You trying to figure out what's going on. It's called Travelers.
Okay.
Eric McCormick is the star, the guy from Will and Grace.
I don't care about that part.
Well, just you that just so
that
you know
won't
you
sell it for her.
Just
either.
so you know, you got the right show. Because sometimes you might type in the wrong thing and go, "What the hell is this?" It's a goat show, and I don't want that to happen.
A goat show.
Yeah. So
the goat
show.
Yeah, it might intrigue you. You know what? And it may not. I'm taking a shot here because the two of you, it's really hard to find something you both will like.
Right. If only she liked wrestling, all of our watching would be taken care of.
Yeah.
50% of our DVR is wrestling. I can't get through it, BJ.
I listen, I understand the pain. There is a great chat online about celebrities that people hate and for no good reason. I'll tell you who topped the list at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a thread going around online. People are talking about celebrities they hate for no good reason.
This is always fun.
Yeah.
It's always the rationale behind it is the dumbest reasons. Mm-hmm. And I've been guilty of it many times.
Really? A lot of these, a lot that we're going to listen to that I got on this list, they don't have reasons. Some they gave us reasons, but some they just said, this is what it is with no good reason.
I wonder if we could deduct what the reason could be.
All right, fun. The first one is, I think, simple. Justin Bieber.
Oh,
I don't know how you can hate that guy.
Well, when it was 2010, I get it. He's kind of endured himself to us now these days. I feel like
maybe you
endured himself.
Endured himself. Yeah, we've had to endure him.
I don't
That's
know
a
the difference
fact
between those words.
I think it was the height of like him being super egotistical,
right?
Having his security guard carry him to the Great Wall of China.
Dude, that was it right there where I was like, I hate this guy.
Or that's what made me like him. I'm like, this guy is using his celebrity power and fame for the right reasons.
I remember when he did like a court interview or whatever, and they were trying to question him, and he just was sitting there and just like not listening and just kind of like not. And I was just like, I just do not like him.
Well, I always said, you give anyone that age that amount of money and fame and just like adoration from everybody in the pop world, how does it not go to your head?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I think you've hit it on the head, Steve. And yet people are going to be like, I don't care. I hate him.
He likes hockey.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's from Canada.
Yeah. You'll find him skating with the Toronto Maple Leafs sometimes.
I just like days. Yeah, he's from Canada. Everyone likes hockey in Canada.
Yes, of course.
If I meet a Canadian that doesn't like hockey, my first thought is, what's going on with this person?
Yeah.
Another person, in a similar vein, Harry Styles.
Oh, the One Direction guy.
Yeah.
See, that One Direction really was never on my radar. Like, I know they existed.
Same, yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard a full One Direction song. I always chuckled when people called them 1D.
Oh, yeah.
And Harry Styles, I don't know anything about him other than he was like, I think he like found like hallucinogenics and decided to go down a different road musically. And I'm like, okay, I can respect that.
I think everyone just hears boy band and they just want to hate because there's this connotation to it. But he's becoming like the next big thing in acting because he's going to be in a movie with like Florence Pugh and his directed by his now girlfriend Olivia Wilde. So I feel like he's just going to be like one of those guys that just transcends and is great at everything.
Lily found One Direction recently, and but not their new, or like I don't think they're even a band anymore. But they're like their early stuff, and she's like she loves listening to One Direction. And
I bet
like,
you love that.
It's not bad actually. I don't mind a good pop song, and they have some bangers.
Okay,
yeah.
One person wrote about Harry Styles. I just don't like the whole be positive thing he does.
Oh, so it's BJ with The Rock. I get it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
By the way, The Rock I won't even mention because, again, it said you hate them for no good reason. And there's plenty of great reasons.
There's zero reasons to hate The Rock.
Zero. I list him on, I can list him on every case of Terramana.
He's a good man who takes care of his family and charity and sometimes likes to pimp his booze.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a pretty good deal.
You've got your rock blinders on. How about most of the Friends cast? People say they hate most of the Friends cast.
That makes sense to me. They all seem really pretentious.
Even as humans?
Yeah.
Not
like,
as just fictional characters.
As fictional characters, they're terrible.
Well, that too. But in real life, it's just like after they like the show ended, it's like they wouldn't do a reunion, and they were just kind of like they wouldn't even admit or like not admit, but just like give fame to what it did for them. I felt like anyway.
See, you know, my number one, and the texter just texted it in, and I'm like, okay, so it's very apparent. It's not Pete Davidson anymore.
Whoa, not anymore?
Right.
No,
well, yeah, you don't want to pile on. He's dealing with a tough breakup.
Right. This person, I think you'll know.
I'm gonna see y'all in the morning.
Oh, your ex-girlfriend.
Yep. I'm a bitter ex, and I hate Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I think I want to be just like that girl that hated Richard Sherman. I want myself an audio.
Russell Wilson.
I hate Russell Wilson. Yeah, which I'm afraid I might be saying the first game of the season. I hope not.
Go Hogs.
Yeah.
For no good reason. He's done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing he did here. It's just for somebody else.
Yeah, but you know, like BJ mentioned rock blinders. I definitely had Russ blinders in those days. I found it endearing. I was willing to look the other way when he did something extra dorky because he did great things in the community. And he brought great moments and great memories for us Seahawk fans. But now that he's on the Broncos, he's the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
He's on.
And I know he's not. He's still whatever.
Right. Yeah, he's on rock level for me. He's over.
Yeah, I see any kind of quote from him, or I just see him in that stupid orange jersey, and I just get annoyed.
This next one on the list is really surprising to me because I don't know why, and I didn't know that he would even be on a list like this. Again, it's the people that you hate for no good reason. LeBron James.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of hate for LeBron
because he's not on your team.
Really? I guess I don't know much about LeBron to hate him. I don't know why people would.
That's the one that always makes me just kind of be like, why are we hating on this guy? Yeah, he's massively successful. People are like, oh, he's selfish. Because he goes to so many different teams, like chasing the championships. He's been on a few different teams. I think that's the main thing. But as a person, he does a lot for his community. He sounds like he's a great family man. A great father to his kids. It's so silly that people get so worked up because he makes business decisions that you don't like because he's leaving the team that you were a fan of or something along those lines.
Yeah.
That one I've never understood the hate. I think he's just so popular that people just want to hate him because he's not, like Rev said, he's not on your team.
Yeah, I feel like you're not an educated fan if you don't understand all those reasons you just said.
Or he says stuff that people maybe politically or whatever don't agree with. And it's like, well, that's silly too, in my opinion. It's like people have differing opinions. You're going to get all worked up over his opinions. Like he sounds like he does great things for people and he's using his money for the right reasons. And I don't know. That one just always cracked me up, like why people hate him.
I do remember when a lot of people were over him because I thought it was silly. The pretentiousness when he made that huge announcement about which team he was going to go to, and it turned out to be the Miami Heat.
He did like a 30-minute show on ESPN.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing. Like, it's just that, like, sir, really, you're going to be this pompous about it? like you're believing your own hype.
And wasn't there also a thing too? Like older basketball fans don't like him because they always gets compared to Michael Jordan, and then they're always like the ones to correct him. I don't know if that was actually LeBron James or not.
No, there are a lot of people that argue who's better, LeBron or Jordan, but that's not his fault that people are comparing him to one of the greatest of all time.
But if people are saying like, "Oh, Michael Jordan's better," that's automatically like you might not like LeBron James because he gets compared.
Yeah. Although if the Sonics ever come back and we could get him for like his like final swan song in the NBA, I'd be down for that. I'd be rocking a LeBron James jersey in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and I love a guy that wants to bring a championship to a city, because I don't understand people hating on him for that.
Or does he want the city to bring the championship to him, BJ?
Oh, deep.
I don't know.
Adam Sandler is on the list. People that you hate for no good reason.
See, I don't hate Adam Sandler. I just hate his movies after Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. Like after those ones, the rest of his movies are trash.
Well, one person said he just seems to play the same character over and over again. All jokes, no personality.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's Adam Sandler. I mean, did you think you were going to get... I think we got surprised when he does movies where you go, hey, you know what, that's a fine, serious performance. But otherwise, I feel like I'm going to get basically Adam Sandler.
Yeah, his latest movie, The Hustle, is awesome. And it's not your typical Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
And there's not really any, there's a couple, quick laugh out loud moments in the beginning, but then it just becomes a really interesting, heartfelt story. I really enjoyed that one.
I don't know why people just go, you know what, I'm so over the Adam Sandler. I mean, I get it. You go, look, I've had enough of the character, but I don't know why you'd be mad at them for being what they're like. Will Ferrell's another one on the list, and it's like, well, I get it. You may be overtired of Will Ferrell, but I mean, he's being Will Ferrell, and we love that character. We loved Adam Sandler for a while. Maybe you've had enough of them, but I don't know why you'd hate them.
And imagine being that, I can't imagine being Will Ferrell. I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be suspending my money. But imagine being him, everyone's like, oh, he just plays the same role all the time. He's like, okay, I'll try something different. I hate when he tries to be a serious actor. I wish he would just be a funny actor. It's like, well, I can't win with you. Same with Adam Sandler. It's like,
totally,
you either hate me for doing the same thing over and over again, or if I try and venture out of it, you hate me because I try to venture out of it.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's got that same issue.
Yeah.
And Will Ferrell did a serious movie with Emma Thompson. I can't remember the name of it, but I really liked it. It was very not what you expect Will Ferrell to do. And people were like, what the hell's he doing? And it's like, well, he's doing something different. I mean, what do you want?
Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah, I liked it. And I understand if you thought you were going to go see, Ricky Bobby and all that. Yeah, okay. And maybe sometimes they try to sell it that way, and that really sucks. But, I mean, you're right, Steve. The guy can't win no matter what he does.
He should have to just do his hair differently, I think, when he does serious movies, straighten it or something. Just so that way we're not mentally expecting him to be silly Will Ferrell.
Now, there is, I have to say this.
We know this is a serious role. He straightened his hair, BJ.
Yeah, so that's the indicator.
Warning.
Now, this name on the list, I'm sorry, there are plenty of reasons to hate these people.
The Denver Broncos.
Yep.
Again, you got the rust blinders on, buddy.
It is funny. I talked about all the LeBron stuff. It goes and someone said, Migs, you basically describe Russell Wilson. You hate him for all those reasons. I'm like, yes, I'm a hypocrite. I realize that. But Russell was on our team, so now I hate him.
Yeah, you're a professional hypocrite.
Yes. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. Everything I said to defend LeBron James could be applied to Russell Wilson as well. And here I am being like, screw that guy.
Yeah. But how about the Kardashians? There's no reason to hate them? There's plenty of reasons to hate them.
I mean, what? They're just successful businesswomen, man. I don't know.
They're annoying as all hell. I mean, they really are. They are so annoying.
I don't hate the Kardashians, but I also don't watch the show, so I'm not exposed to their annoying behaviors. You see them in the news, I'm like, oh, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't even follow them on social media because that's where you're going to go down the road of being annoyed.
You know what I hate though? I hate E, the entertainment channel, for making it the Kardashian channel.
Well, don't watch it.
Well, yeah, that's why I don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I don't even know what channel E is anymore on my thing.
I have no idea.
Well, you don't have to know. Just tell the remote. Go get me the show.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's why I always grate me some E into my remote, and then this random shady dude shows up to my house.
Knocks on the door.
Gives me a hug.
Hey, Steve.
Right.
Glow stick.
Wants to listen to Tiesto. I'm like, what? No, what? No, I just want to find the channel.
Love you, brother. You want a back rub? Hey.
So why isn't Bluey on this list? Hey.
Yeah, good call.
Bluey's a national
Very good
treasure.
Call.
International treasure.
Well, you haven't watched Bluey yet, so wait until you start
You don't know
watching
yet.
it.
I know for sure. You're just on the Danny and Steve bandwagon of being Steve's. Well, I was going to say a word.
Wow,
interesting. I'm not going to say that word because we're you know what, we're on the radio.
Oh, so that's a good reason to hate LeBron James. He killed Space Jam. F that guy.
Oh, you know, I still haven't seen that new one.
The old Space Jam's still around, guys.
Yeah, it's true. But then once again, Michael Jordan versus LeBron.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
Yeah. Well, Michael Jordan won that one, apparently, at least if you go by the critics.
According to the fans.
I did think it was funny yesterday. The NBA announced they would have said, we're retiring Bill Russell's jersey number for the entire league.
People did ask for that.
Yeah, so like now number 6 can't be worn by any players, but then everyone's like, well, what's LeBron going to do? He wears number 6. How are they going to figure out a way out of this? I'm like, I'm sure they're not. And then moments later they say, well, players that currently wear number 6 can still wear it, but once they retire, that number is gone for that team. Or once they stop wearing that number, it's done. So I was like, oh, that's the LeBron James rule being put into effect right there.
LeBron texted him and be like, hey, guys.
Baseball did that, though. I think they let Mariano Rivera continue to wear his number even when they retired after Jackie Robinson.
And also maybe even like the outfitters. Like, I don't know if it's Nike or Adidas. I think it's Nike that does the basketball jerseys. They're probably like, dude, we have a lot of product of LeBron number 6. We kind of want to sell those before you say he can't wear that jersey anymore.
And by the way, I didn't even realize, again, because I'm not a big basketball fan, that's probably why he's wearing number 6. Didn't even realize that might have been an homage to Bill Russell because I didn't know he wore that number.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's kind of, I mean, in a way, why wouldn't you want someone to, a lot of players do get inspired by wearing the number of somebody they grew up and idolized. And so I can't imagine that LeBron didn't at some point think that Bill Russell was someone that he wanted to idolize, one of the best players to play the game.
What if he wanted number 69, but it was taken? So he's like, all right, just give me 6. No, it's probably not his time.
If his name was, LeBron Migs, yes, I would totally believe that was the case.
I don't think there are any 69s in basketball.
There
really should be. Why not?
There should be.
I think there should be.
All right, well, let's befriend somebody in college that we could kind of get groomed to be number 69 when they get drafted into the NBA.
Oh, man. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Charleston is the capital of what U.S. state?
Indiana.
No.
Chew.
True? No.
Chew?
No.
Oh, Charleston Chew. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. Even on the replay, it was very underwhelming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I blame that on you guys.
You know what?
That's a you problem.
You didn't even say you'd be here all weekend because you knew you wouldn't make it through the whole weekend. So
that was clear. I was not showing up for the weekend with that joke.
So the answer, not Chew, surprisingly, but West Virginia is what we're looking for. Hey, would you like a shot at beating Steve? He'll be here all weekend. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all 3 of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
With Instacart, you can get groceries and more delivered from over 1,000 stores and 75,000 locations. So whether you need a massive haul from a wholesale club, everyday essentials from your go-to supermarket, or specialty items from your favorite local grocer, you can get whatever you need delivered in as fast as an hour. You can even shop for pet supplies, electronics, and sporting goods in just a few clicks. Visit instacart.com or download the app to get free delivery on your first order. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's our loud and local band of the week. And all right, here I go, Steve. Good luck. The Adina.
Mythical Phoenix from Filipino folklore, BJ. Get with it.
Wow.
That's at least where the name came from.
And where are they playing?
At my house.
Oh, really?
Yes. They got a new record called Road to Resonance. They'll be hitting the road. They've done a bunch of tours, and they're just celebrating their 10-year anniversary.
Nice. And if you want more info, you know where to go. The BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. If you want more local music, you know where to go. Sunday nights right here at The Rock. We started at 8. It's a show called Loud and Local. 2 hours of Pacific Northwest music. Bands like, Steve, is it the Adana?
Yeah.
Beat Migs, and we've made it. It's Friday. Partying. Fun. Looking forward to the week. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hope it's a good one. Looks pretty nice out there right now. So, I mean, you're probably still at work, but like we are, and you can look out your window.
Okay.
And enjoy it.
That's for right now.
Way to rile up the crowd. Yeah. Yeah.
I do love that you looked at your watch when you were talking about the weather.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I have a little the temperature gaugey thing.
All right.
Yeah, it's 62 degrees right now.
Boy, words are your friend today.
Let's see if I can get through this damn game.
We can do it. I have faith.
I hope
the weather's going to be nice.
Yeah.
People maybe are at work looking outside their windows. They're ready to go.
They got that Friday feeling. Yeah. Let's get to our contestant today. We got Dustin in Bellevue. Dustin, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Are you looking out your window?
I am.
Does it look nice out there?
It's beautiful.
That's right.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Dustin will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Dustin, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's go.
In what year of the early 90s did Sir Mix-a-Lot win a Grammy for Baby Got Back?
90.
No.
91, 92.
No. Which oath of ethics is taken by doctors, which oath of ethics taken by doctors is named after an ancient Greek physician?
Pass.
Rita Wilson is married to which famous American actor?
Tom Hanks.
Yes. What is the primary liquor by volume in a Sex on the Beach cocktail?
Vodka.
Yes. Who did ESPN name the greatest athlete of the 20th century?
Michael Jordan.
Yes. How many strings does the typical mandolin have?
3.
No.
4.
No.
6.
No. Which actor plays the lead character in the Venom films?
Pass.
Blanco is what color in Spanish?
White.
Yes. What was the first multi-camera TV sitcom?
Mary Tyler Moore Show.
No.
I Love Lucy.
Yes, Triton is the largest moon of which planet?
Neptune.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, correct.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a TV nerd like myself, man, I don't know if it's Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever, but they got some good Lucy documentaries on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I really like
I don't
them,
even know where
man.
I pulled that from.
Yeah, good job, man. Yeah, she was amazing.
She was.
I didn't realize what a genius she was, even beyond just what we knew. Was you really delved deep into how her process. Lucille Ball was something. She might have been one of the greatest performers ever. Oh, hey, wait! Speaking of great performer ever,
Yeah, here we go.
here he comes from the pulpit.
You know it.
Gotta keep playing this. Gotta rally them Mariners with the entrance song for a non-Mariner.
Former Mariner, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Diaz.
I love these.
Yep, Sugar Diaz, baby.
Justin gets an extra point for that.
No, he doesn't.
I'm trying to get us on.
I know you are. This is the only song we need today. Well, that's not true. We'll get a victory song from someone, unless we don't. Steve.
Oh wow, this again expert commentary.
Nailed it.
Are you ready?
Ah, yes.
What year, the early 90s, did Sir Mix-a-Lot win a Grammy for Baby Got Back?
91.
No.
90.
No.
92.
No. Which oath of ethics taken by doctors is named after an ancient Greek physician?
The Hippocratic Oath.
Wow, yes. Rita Wilson is married to which famous American actor?
Russell.
No.
Tom Hanks.
Yes. What is the primary liquor by volume in a Sex on the Beach cocktail?
Tequila.
No.
Oh. Rum.
No.
Vodka?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who did ESPN name the greatest athlete of the 20th century?
That would be LeBron James.
No.
Michael Jordan.
Yes.
It should be.
How many strings does the typical mandolin have?
I'm thinking of Losing My Religion because I think he plays it.
Oh, wow.
5.
No.
7.
No.
No. 6.
No. Which actor plays the lead character in the Venom films?
Yeah, there's a Tom Clancy.
No.
Tom DeLonge.
No.
Ryan Reynolds.
No. Wow, you spent way too much time on that mandolin thing.
I did.
Yeah.
You got 4 correct and you lose.
Oh.
Wow.
Work, Dustin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn. My brain went down an awful wormhole of Losing My Religion.
Yeah.
The REM song, because then I was thinking in my head how much I hate that song. And it's just like so annoying of a song, and there's so many better. This is the things going in my head. There's so many better REM songs that I feel like it would be a better illustrate them as talented band. And it just
you just totally got caught up there.
Yeah, man. Like I got really bothered by it. I was like, mandolin, REM, man. There's better songs, but yet that's the song everyone knows by them.
That's
This is a stupid conversation in my head I had.
Over there?
Cost me a stupid game.
Over there, that loser, that's Steve in the corner.
That's me in the corner.
Yeah, that's who that is.
Damn.
I'm not even an REM fan, so I don't even know why I'm having this conversation.
I know, you're like shaken up by it.
I don't even hate them.
Well, that's a bad way to go into Friday.
I'd say the only thing that worse for them was Shiny Happy People.
I love Shiny Happy People.
I love that song. It's the worst.
It is the worst, but the video is so nice and it's so uplifting and so happy when like the little kid gives the old man who's riding on the bike a glass of water. It's so sweet.
Yeah, you're right.
It's adorable. You were really close because you had Tom when it was going to the actors playing the lead character in the Venom film.
Tom Riddlesworth.
Tom Riddlesworth.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not Tom Hiddleston. Tom
Brain.
Yes. Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah. So, I mean, you knew the Tom part, but that's not what,
I'm so disappointed in you.
You did know that there were 8 strings in a mandolin, and you can suss out the early 90s year that Sir Mix-a-Lot won a Grammy because everyone didn't say 1993.
Hey, was it 1993?
It was.
Baby Got Back.
Yep. And there's a bunch of questions you didn't even get to, man. Blanco. Blanco is what color in Spanish?
White.
Yep. Well, what was the first multi-camera TV show, sitcom?
Ooh, Honeymooners?
No.
I Love Lucy.
Yep, there you go. You would have gotten that one. And Triton is the largest moon of which planet?
Neptune.
Yeah. Oh, and then those 3 would have gotten you up.
Yeah.
I only know that because of the Neptune Theater. They had the Trident.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, so that's how I remembered it.
And I said Triton, not Trident, but it still works out for you.
Yeah.
You still would have gotten the same answer. So,
REM, man.
Yeah, ruined you,
Yeah,
man.
sorry, buddy. I feel bad about everything that's happening to you right now.
Hey, we have an update about the number 69.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
About where is this coming from again?
Well, earlier we were joking about how LeBron James switched to number 6, and you were like, oh, maybe it's in honor of Bill Russell, and he did that way back. He's had the number for a little bit now, and we're like, oh, we joked that he wanted 69, but they wouldn't give it to him, so he went with one of the numbers. According to one texter says, hey, the NBA wouldn't allow anyone to wear number 69, actually. Because I was like, how come no one ever wore 69? And apparently Dennis Rodman tried to get that number when he went to the Dallas Mavericks, but the NBA said no, so he wore number 70. And that's from Tracy and Puyallup.
Wow. That's funny.
Wow, clearly the NBA does not have a sense of humor.
Because there are 69s in football, right?
Yes, Tyler Ott from the Seahawks rocks that number.
Exactly.
And I would not know his name had it not been for the fact that he wore number 69.
According to Wikipedia, that is completely correct. They will not allow it to happen in the NBA.
Any other sports? I wonder, are there any 69s in baseball? Or
I don't remember seeing any.
We had 67s.
Yeah, usually when a player has that big of a number, though, Aaron Judge and the like have changed it. But usually when you were a rookie, they gave you just an absurdly big number. But now with 99 being Aaron Judge, and a 0 being Haggerty, you can be whatever you want.
According to one website, there's only been 6 players in Major League Baseball history to wear 69.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do they have the names? I wonder who did it.
Most recently, A.J. Cole from the Washington Nationals.
Don't know that guy.
And they only said Arroyo, but that's the only ones that they wrote on here.
Huh. Okay. I feel like
Bronson Arroyo. Yes.
Oh, they're from the Red Sox. Maybe I don't remember him wearing 69 in Boston. Maybe he did it when he was in Arizona.
Pirates.
Oh,
there you go. Okay.
It's fine in the NFL, too, apparently.
Well, definitely fine in the NFL. I've seen a lot of people rock number 6.
Well, it says
so.
Regulations stipulate that offensive linemen can only select a number between 60 and 79, so that's why so many people have picked it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, Bronson Arroyo's got to be a dirty bird because he wore different numbers, I think, for Boston and Arizona. But when he went to Pittsburgh, he was like, you know what? I'm going 69, baby.
He just thought it'd be funny.
Yeah, exactly. I got a lot more respect for him.
I bet he got a lot of jersey sales because of that.
Maybe that's another reason. You're like, you know what, man? I want people to buy my jersey. Let me get the right number.
According to NHL.com, Desjardins and forward Melvin Engelstad, 2 games in the Washington Capitals in 2003 and 4, are the only players in history to ever wear the number 69.
Huh. No rule, though? Danny's saying you can't?
It doesn't say there is.
Well, we know in the movie Goon. We know in the movie Goon, the Stifler character, he was it Doug Glatt, I think? He wore 69 because it would be hilarious.
Well, that's almost real.
Yeah,
so that's almost real.
Number 69.
Well, so there's got to be somebody on the Kraken that would rock 69 then. Come on.
I mean, if anyone, I feel like it would be Tanev, but 13's already...
Yeah, 13's a good number, though, for him, too.
And shout out to DJ Dallas from the Seattle Seahawks, who decided for his press pictures or his photo shoot, he did the Tanev pose with his eyes.
Oh, did he really?
And he acknowledged it was for Brandon because they become buddies because DJ Dallas goes to a lot of Kraken games. He's fallen in love with hockey and with the Kraken, and him and Tanev have become buddies. So now he did the pose for his picture for the team.
I would like to submit to Turbo that he needs to change his number because I just gave it some thought. I mean, I'm not a superstitions, whatever, but he wore 13 and then did not have a good outcome to how life treated him this season.
I don't know. I'm telling you, looks cool.
You gotta keep
I know,
13.
but I mean, if I'm a guy, I'm thinking, dude, you know what? If he gets injured again, I'm telling you, he needs to change that number. Is all I'm saying.
That's fine. They've lifted it since, but there was a moment where the New Jersey Devils didn't let any of their players wear 13 because of bad luck. And I'm like, your team is called the Devils.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's a bad omen if anyone wears 13.
They didn't say you couldn't wear 66.
That's true.
But 13, man. All right. Well, I'm going to pay close attention this season and also submit that he would be perfect for 69 is all I'm saying.
According to Sportnet.org, 66, 69, and 99 are not worn by anyone in the NHL.
Yeah, 66 no one wears out of respect to Mario Lemieux. 99 out of respect to Wayne Gretzky.
Gotcha.
What was the other number?
69.
69 out of respect to
everybody's private life.
Doug Glatt from the movie.
That's what it is. Yeah. It's out of respect for Stifler.
Yeah.
It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What do you want to talk about? We got your calls. You got your texts. We'll take those at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It is Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration. All right, you got something to say, I get it. But you know how Steve is. You got to follow his rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. Show energy and bring it. Otherwise, we hit that gong button. We actually hit the gong. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
Okay.
Well, you never know. Might have a giant gong in the studio. We don't want to ruin the illusion.
Let's just say that our show is Theater of the Mindless.
Theater of the Mindless. That should be our new slogan.
Dude, yeah, we need a t-shirt with that.
We do, actually.
Yeah, we really, that's what we're all about.
They could have like the two, like the happy mask and the sad mask, like those, whatever that, like Theater of Pain, the Motley Crue cover.
Oh, yeah, BJ is the sad mask and you're the happy mask.
Yeah, but mine, I made my tongue sticking out too.
Comedy and tragedy is what they're
Yes.
called.
So the comedy will be like, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think we're just tragedy and tragedy is really what it is. Like Dumb and Dumber, tragedy and tragedy, or that would be us. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
We got a few things about the Woodstock documentary on Netflix. One person said, based on that, what happened at Woodstock 99 and the lessons that were learned from that train wreck, do you think there'll ever be another one? Keep on rocking, guys.
Oh, you mean another Woodstock?
No way.
Based kind of.
That's my guess. Is another Woodstock. I agree with Rev. I think with the passing of the guy who created Woodstock, I think any hope of trying to rekindle that magic is gone, and also just the fact that Woodstock 99 was a complete PR disaster.
Dude, I don't know. I could see it. I could see it being at a spot where we just forget about it. Even with the documentaries and stuff, and somebody somewhere just being like, I can do it right and bring it back for nostalgia purposes.
And what if they were just like, they saw that the documentary's getting a ton of talk. Like people, it's one of the top trending things on Netflix. It's a popular documentary. Even though it's a popular documentary about a train wreck of a concert festival, that maybe is heightened interest in another Woodstock festival, which would be the most ironic part of it all.
Yep.
Well, here's my question. I mean, is it the name or just what it was, which is the amount of talent that shows up in one place over a certain amount of time? Because we have a lot of different festivals that happen, but would we consider this to be the biggest that was ever done?
No, I mean, I don't know if it is or it's probably the most name brand of all the ones. Them and Lollapalooza are probably like the biggest name brand festival / concerts. But yeah, I think it's more about would you ever see another Woodstock comeback as opposed to, because we already have like Coachella and Bumbershoot here locally where there's just like multiple days of an eclectic group of popular artists playing.
Yeah, I guess, again, because I'm just, granted I was alive, but I didn't go to the first Woodstock. I just never thought of the Woodstock 99 as being what it was back then, except that, of course, I always thought, well, it's surely a hell of a great collection of if they could have pulled it off. I mean,
and they got one of the three of the Peace, Love, and Music accomplished at the Woodstock 99, right?
Yeah, they got the music, right?
Music. Definitely music. No peace. No peace at all.
I mean, people loved each other.
Yeah, they was it love? Was it the opposite?
It might have been a little bit of ecstasy-induced love, but it was still love.
I do like that they did bring Tibetan monks to come and hang out and do like little prayer sessions on like the Saturdays and on Saturday at the very least.
Everything they tried to keep it peaceful failed miserably. From having like the kind of like folksy artists play during the day to the Tibetan monks to the candlelight vigil that they were doing with the Chili Peppers set, none of it worked out well. It all imploded.
It still makes me wonder. It's like, why do you think it's a good idea to give 200,000 people candles? Like candles are just a bad idea no matter what,
right?
That was like,
and like they're pissed and they're mad.
It's like the old joke. There's Bat Day. Why would you give all the New York baseball fans bats? You're just giving everybody a weapon.
Dude, I was at one of those bad days when in the 80s growing up and we went to a Yankees game. It was Bat Day. That was always my favorite one. Like I would always beg my mom and dad to take me to that because they would give you those little like 12-inch mini bats.
Yeah, the little mini bats.
Oh, yeah.
But in the 80s, the Yankees were not a very good team. So either those mini bats would be used as projectiles and thrown onto the field by very frustrated, angry New Yorkers, or they would use it as weapons as they were leaving to beat up either somebody that looked at them the wrong way. Oh. But I was always so jacked to get one of those because like a little mini New York Yankees bat.
I didn't know that those were a thing. You know how I found out about that was through Pawn Stars. because some guy brought in one of the mini bats, and they were like, "Yeah, Rick was like, no, there's too many of these out there."
I was going to say,
they used to hand them out for free. Like, no one wants the actual mini bat; they want the actual bats. So they didn't. I think either they didn't make a deal, or he gave them like $20 for it.
Yeah, those things they were handed out tens of thousands of them at the games.
That's man.
And then they eventually did stop.
Yeah, I remember having those. I don't know, maybe like from a minor game, maybe like Tacoma Tigers before they were the Rainiers. But I just remember like terrorizing my cousins with them because they were easily flingable.
Yes, and they hurt.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they do because they're made of wood. They're solid wood.
They're bats.
Oh, someone says
206. Oh yeah.
Someone was saying, hey, you guys were talking about Woodstock. Migs, did you ever see Limp Bizkit live? If so, how were they? I always wanted to see them. I have. And they're like truly one of the... I realize, I think I've seen Limp Bizkit play every time they've come to the Northwest.
Nice.
Even when I didn't even intentionally do it. When I went and saw Faith No More play at the Moore Theater, the opening band was Limp Bizkit back when their first record came out, like with $3 Bill Y'all. And then when they did like Family Values, Anger Management Tour, they were playing... Was it the one was called the Limptropolis Tour, which was pretty awesome. They were always great live. Like that was one thing about. Say what you will if you don't like them or not, but like they never put on a bad show. I would love to see them again.
I was too young to go to the Family Values Tour, but that was like on my.
Is that Papa Roach, Eminem, and Limp Bizkit
and Korn, I believe.
And
Korn started the Family Values Tour, so yeah. And the one I saw was Korn, Rammstein, Ice Cube, Incubus, Bizkit, and of course Orgy. of course.
But dude, the one that I'll never forget, and honestly, I thought over the years I've exaggerated the story in my head. I had to go online and thank God for setlist.fm or whatever that website is that tells you all the old set lists of any band that's performed so long as somebody inputs it into their program.
Oh, that's cool.
So I went and I was just searching like Limp Bizkit shows, and it was in 1999. So it's kind of funny because it was the year they did Woodstock. It was the Limptropolis Tour, and they played at the old Mercer Arena.
Oh, wow.
And it was an insane show. It was so great. But what I remembered about it, I was like, I don't know if I've just created this story in my head or if I made it out to be a bigger deal. I don't think any band would do this now. The bassist of the band, and I found out and it was confirmed on the website. I was like, okay, I wasn't going crazy. Was it Sam Rivers? He had some issues with his bass, and it was having technical difficulties. So like he punched it or he slammed it or he did something, sliced open his hand or injured his hand in the process. This is like they just did a Metallica cover. I was looking at the FM set list because they even have a note next to it that says band stops because of Sam Rivers and whatever. He cut his hand so bad because of this nerd rage moment or guitar rage moment or bass rage moment. They had to go send him to the hospital. He had to get it x-rayed and he had 10 stitches.
Wow. Ooh.
I mean, this is mid-set.
Whoa.
They stopped the show and put on, and they called it an intermission, and they didn't play again for 2 hours.
Wow.
What?
So they stopped playing for 2 hours. During the intermission, Wes Borland, John Otto, DJ Lethal, obviously Fred Durst, they were all like on the mic talking with the audience, just screwing around. So they just killed time for 2 hours so that Sam could get 10 stitches, came back, finished the set.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Dude. It was nuts. And and looking through it, I'm like, man, this is exactly how I thought it went, but I thought maybe I exaggerated in my head. And that was one of the most insane concerts because it was like for 2 hours, you're like, are these guys ever going to play again?
What the hell's going on?
Right. Like where's Sam Rivers? Like, and they said he was going to hospital. You're like, it's kind of crazy to think like he sent him to the hospital and he came back and still played the set.
Yeah, I mean, you guys stayed, so they must have let you know that we're going to try to get this done.
That's the power of the biscuit back then, man. 1999.
Biscuits.
Not wrong.
Right? They were like the biggest band in the world in 99. Or one of like 5 huge bands.
Absolutely.
I just want Fred Durst to come back so we could show him the picture of us all as Fred Durst that one year at Live Day.
Yes.
You're not. I'll tell you, you don't know how that's going to go over.
Oh, it's going to go great.
Well, I don't think he's going to like punch us or anything like that.
I don't know. I mean, I think you have a better shot showing them station wagons, right, Steve? I feel like that might be
yes. Maybe we roll up in a station wagon.
Oh, there you go.
These pictures inside the station wagon.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, and we all wear our biscuit uniforms.
Yes,
please. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Listeners on the loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show.
Someone just said, hey, the teenage you goes into an arcade. What game are you playing?
Ooh.
Very simple for me. It's totally Dragon's Lair.
Dragon Slayer.
That game was so freaking hard.
Oh, dude, that was my game. I wanted to master it, and because I worked at an arcade, I could get through the hardness by just getting free game after free game.
Because that one cost $1 to play because it was full video.
Yeah,
it made me so mad because you would play and then like a screen would one of the sides of the screens would flash and you have to move your controller quickly that way, but you didn't know what you're doing, so you would die and you just wasted $1.
Save me!
Oh, it's so annoying.
Oh, yeah. Wow, just love that. Yeah, right off the bat, that's my game.
I think I'm going with Punch-Out. Not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, but the original Punch-Out in the arcade.
Good call.
When you were the green frame. Yeah. That one was super cool.
Yeah,
that or Double Dragon. Those are my jams.
I like Double Dragon. That was a good one.
Then there was also that basketball game. I can't remember. It was NBA. I don't know if it was NBA
was
Jam.
NBA Jam. Yeah, with the 2v2.
Like the cartoony looking NBA players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where you can sometimes use the code for the big head.
That was dope.
Yeah, it was dope.
Vicky, what are you doing?
Capcom versus Marvel.
Nice.
That was one of my favorites when we still had an arcade at the Everett Hall.
I remember that one.
Oh, it was so good. And apparently they sell the actual arcade game for at home, and it's taking everything in me not to buy it right now.
Oh, yeah, your Amazon wish list.
I keep looking at those. They're so expensive.
$500 for this guy.
Oh, it's money well spent.
$500 though. When you think about what those games were when we were young and going into them, I mean, $500 now it feels like, wow, to have an arcade game in my house, that's not horrible.
Right?
Yeah, my problem is I just don't have room for it.
Well, you're gonna have to move the Yoda. Got to move the giant Yoda.
No, can't move Yoda.
Jake from Potsdam just texted, says, I'm definitely either going to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Street Fighter.
That's mine. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 100%.
Teenage Mutant.
Oh, yeah. Well, if I'm going to do, and I know a lot of people love Street Fighter, but mine would be Mortal Kombat.
I was thinking Mortal Kombat 2.
Mortal Kombat 2 was probably my favorite game out of all of those. Spent so much time and so much money on just mastering all of the different characters.
I love those games because then you can fight other people.
Yeah.
So, and then, I don't know if you guys did, when we were kids, you would sometimes just have a fight against a random person that was in the arcade, not a legit fight, but that person would put their quarter on the video game thing, saying I got next.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just all right, bring it. I'm still champ.
Yep, absolutely. I loved that.
I would, and you know what? Every time I said that, they brought it.
They did. Most of the time, same here.
You pick the topic, you guide the show. It's listeners on the loose, 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. Your calls, your texts at 933 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
We're Jet and Black. For over 80 years, we've been your locally owned and family-operated appliance store. Shopping here is just different. You see, it starts with our appliance experts, who are experienced in jobs of all sizes. So if you're remodeling your kitchen and looking for luxury, or shopping for an entire apartment building and need durability, our team is trained to find the appliances you need at competitive prices. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store. Online at juddblack.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Oh, someone said after 21 years of living in the Seattle area, I finally got around to trying Dick's. I had a Dick's Deluxe, and I liked it. Now, Dick's and In-N-Out are the only chain burgers that I'm going to eat from John in Federal Way.
No, there you go.
Okay.
Nice. So you can like both.
Well, I will say that, I mean, I'm not going to turn down an In-N-Out burger, but, people just, the problem with it is that people just rave about In-N-Out burgers, and so it just got overhyped for me.
Yeah.
And I just thought, wow, boy, can't we have one near us? And all their whole process of going through it. And then I'm sitting there going, Dick's Deluxe is so much better. I don't care if they bring In-N-Out here at all.
Oh, I would totally. I mean, well, that was always a fun stop when we would go wrestle in Eugene on the way back to stop in Kaiser, Oregon, where they have an In-N-Out. Still think of Dick's Deluxe is better.
Yeah, I did. But the thing that really disappointed me is that you really, or maybe, I don't know if it was you or Danny, the shakes just didn't hit you the way they hit me. Maybe I just got a great shake one day.
Well, you too? Well, yeah, I've always never liked this shakes from In-N-Out Burger. They're probably least on my list of any fast food.
They're fine.
I didn't like them at all.
Oh, wow. I loved them. I know. I mean, now Shake Shack though, which it's tough because that I guess qualifies as a fast food restaurant or does it. I don't know the drive-through. I really like the shakes at Shake Shack. But I feel like, I don't know, man, like they're still, the Shake Shack is like, they make a legit shake as opposed to a fast food shake, if that makes any sense to you. Because there are some restaurants that really make great shakes, but, I mean, they put the ice cream and they do all. Yeah. Whereas, the fast food places, what they do is they do whatever they do. And I feel like In-N-Out is the best out of the fast food shakes.
Ooh, speaking of In-N-Out, we always talk about how there's that one that has kind of like a similar vibe in a sense, but it's called Out and About Burgers in Puyallup.
Have never been, got to get there.
They got the cool food truck that's on Meridian. Well, they just opened up another location, so I just want to give them a shout out because the family that runs it are super nice. And
where?
Also in Puyallup. It's on 100.
Go down there, man.
It's on 112th, and it's a nice looking one. Almost like it almost looks like a giant coffee stand. Like it's a super long drive-through.
Oh man, I am.
And apparently, it just opened this Monday.
Good for them.
Wow,
So,
nice.
Shout out to
really
them.
great,
Their burgers are phenomenal.
Yeah. That's I know, I hear about it. Here's the problem though, I get on there's also Frugals I got to check out. I mean, I don't
Frugals is Tacoma, so
come on, buddy.
And then when you're in Tacoma, you also got Frisco Freeze. You
it's in the general vicinity for me anyway. If I'm going that far south, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Right?
I think you just got to get a hotel for a week and just like pop into all these places.
That's
go on a burger tour, man. Yeah,
maybe I could stay in the acid room, Steve. Maybe there's a little.
It's the Rainbow Room.
Come on,
and you wouldn't like all the fuzziness.
And you have to take acid to stay in the room.
No, he would.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have to do that. Yeah.
I am an ayahuasca guy, so actually, if you want me on acid in your room, I am a professional.
I don't want that ayahuasca. That makes you poop your pants.
Well, okay, like that's where you draw the line. I think you could do that really well on your own.
Yeah,
but okay,
the glass is half full. At least you don't have to fight to get to the bathroom before him.
That's true.
He's already done it in his pants.
That's a good point.
Okay, you know what? It's breakfast, everybody. Enjoy yourselves.
Shout out to Out and About Burgers in Puyallup. I thought that was pretty cool that they got a second location now. Things are going pretty well for them.
Yeah, please separate. Maybe we, you know what? Fix it in post where there's a huge separation between Out and About and then the pants reference. Because come on. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Oh, somebody's got a question for us. They need our advice.
All
right. They said, I was wondering what you guys think. Yesterday, I got a Facebook message from my mom. Long story short, we haven't been talking for the last 4 years because I found out she was sleeping with my then boyfriend. This was 4 years ago. But she messaged me to say that she was sorry, and I wrote her back and said, I do not accept your apology, and I blocked her. Am I out of line?
No, you get to do that.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Are the boyfriend and the mom married now?
Oh, yeah, right.
Did they break up? And now she's like, crap. Maybe that was kind of douchey.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
The thing is this, man. I mean, if you want to talk to therapy boy over here, the more you hold on to the hate of all this, the only person you're ruining is you. I mean, at some point, forgiveness has to happen, especially if somebody says they're sorry for your own benefit, not for hers. And you tell people that and they go, yeah, whatever. But any therapist will tell you, really, it's for your own benefit if you can get to that place of forgiveness because you're the one holding on to the anger still.
What if you don't hate the person, but you're just done to me? Like you I don't want to have any conversations with you. I don't think I don't spend my day hating you, but you banged my boyfriend and you're my mom. I don't know if I could ever.
See, then you're not really forgiving them, are you?
No, I don't want to forgive him.
Yeah, that's my point. And maybe hate's too strong.
I think there's shades of gray on forgiveness. I think there's certain things that people do that they'll never be forgiven. I don't know if this is on that level, but like if somebody did something heinous, like murdered your cat. Are you supposed to forgive them at some point?
Hell no.
Well, I will only tell you from a behavioral science standpoint, if you can't forgive somebody, I'm not saying you should hang out with them. I'm not saying that you should have them over and be friends with them. But the idea that you can't get over it is really, from a therapeutic standpoint, it does you more damage than you realize it does. If you can't forgive somebody in your heart, that's
the therapist said that to me. I'd be like, go after yourself. I don't forgive you for giving me this advice. Walk out.
All right then. Yeah. So there you have it. But that's all I have to offer is that. And obviously, I mean, there are a lot of people that definitely have your opinion too, Steve. So, but what do you do? I mean, every time you think of it, I mean, do you have to block it out of your mind? Does it still, that's the thing. Is like, if there's not a full healing, then it still got you. And you're the one still hurting yourself. Like in that moment when she did that, she's the one that hurt her. But every other moment beyond that, when you think about it and bring it back up in your head, and whenever any conversation comes up, you're the one hurting yourself by reliving it all and having the attitude you have. Again, that's the therapeutic reason. But you could be like Steve and go, screw you, I'm going to go do something else.
Yep, blocking you. Can't even poke me now. You're done to me. And then to your therapist,
she's done. Poking is what started the whole problem.
That's
anyway,
a good point. That's where it all began.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Well, Vicky, would you?
No. My thing would be, it's like, I am not in a position where I really want to bring in anything that's going to disrupt my peace, even if I move past it, because I don't know what else they might bring later on. It's like, I'm just done. I just want to move on.
You and I, we have gone down the therapeutic path in our lives. That never was discussed with you about the idea of forgiving someone. Again, you don't have to have them in your life. Now, I'm not saying you do, but you still wouldn't forgive somebody? Like, you'd be, all right, I'm never forgiving a person?
I don't say, I'll never forgive you, but I also know I will never, in that moment, I'm like, I never want to see or hang out with you again. I know, logically speaking, one day it's going to hurt less and less and less, to the point where I'm over it. I technically forgive them, but I can just make that.
Could you say that I guess, to their face or a Zoom call or anything? Could you say, I forgive you? That's what I'm saying. Can you get to that point?
I don't really see there's the point, because I can say it to myself. They want the forgiveness so they can feel better, and that's cool. They can go do their own therapy for that, but I don't have to. They don't deserve, or they don't necessarily. It shouldn't be expected that I have to say that to them.
You guys are going to hate me for this.
Yes,
but this is, I believe, why we are in the state we are in our fine world, is the ability to not forgive. That we feel like something is the death penalty. Again, I'm not saying you got to be with the person or even have them in your life, but the idea that you can't forgive a person, oh boy, I think that's prevalent in our society, which is why people are not liking people and why we're just so uncivil.
So do you think there's absolutely no instance where you should forgive someone? Like, there's not a one thing I was like, absolutely not, I will never forgive that person. Anything that they do is warrants a forgiveness?
I hate to say this, but I mean, any philosophy or religion tells you that is the state you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, that's never going to happen with me. I don't care. You could have 30 therapists banging the baseball bat over my head.
Let me ask you this.
There's certain things I will never stop forgiving somebody.
If a person is going to, this is what I would say to anybody. If you're going to sit every Sunday or whenever you go to your service and you're going to sit there and whatever, that's one of the big lessons. How do you?
So I don't have to agree with everything and anything. I mean, I'm still my own person, and if somebody murdered my mom, I'm never going to forgive them.
Wow. I mean, I get that it would be hard.
I'll move on.
I would get that it would be hard.
No, it would be impossible, BJ.
Yeah, I mean, well.
If somebody just point blank murdered my family member or somebody that I cared about, there will never be an instance, where I would be like, yeah, you know what? When you pulled the trigger of that gun, I'm cool now. I forgive you. We can move on.
But do you understand?
I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what direction you're trying to go on this, dude, and I'm going to shut it down. Sorry. There's nothing.
And what about when someone goes to war and that's what happens? Wars would never end if somebody said, you killed my family member, I am going to get revenge, or never. We would never.
I'm not getting revenge. I'm just not forgiving the person.
But
I'm not going out with a gun to shoot the person back. I'm just saying, look, what you did was heinous, and I'll never forgive you. And that's it. We move on.
I mean, it's better. It's definitely better than getting revenge. So I mean, that's at least a nice step in the right direction for humanity.
I mean, is anyone else? Would you forgive somebody if they murdered a family member?
No. Why? And I don't have to. And I feel like when people apologize, half the time they're only apologizing so they can feel better about it. They're expecting you to forgive them only so they can feel better and get that guilt off of them, not really caring about how you actually feel.
Well, I will say this, Vicky, then they need more work to do, because you don't apologize to get forgiveness. You apologize to allow the cycle of forgiveness to happen, but you don't have expectations. But forgiveness can't happen if somebody doesn't take accountability and apologize. But the person who perpetrated whatever act, they should not have any expectations of forgiveness, because that's not why you apologize. You apologize to allow healing to happen if that's what the other person wants. But that's the thing. I'm not saying Steve should forgive, if it were me that did it. I'm just saying that therapy says you're hurting yourself by not forgiving. That's the only thing. But the person who did the act, they can't expect anything. I mean, they did a bad thing, and they should expect that people may hate them and never forgive them. I know that that's my case. I know that the people I've apologized to in my life, yeah, I mean, they may never forgive me, but that's their right. They shouldn't have to forgive me, but I definitely still want to apologize to allow that cycle to happen.
Well, then you need to forgive The Rock, because that's what one texter just said.
What? No, don't.
You got to forgive The Rock,
you gotta
John.
forgive him, man. You have to. You just spent this whole time
You're all
talking
about forgiveness.
Yeah.
You need to buy Terramana tequila this weekend.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, first of all, wait a minute. I don't have to do that. Just like you don't have to hang out with anybody. You know, like why? I'm not going to buy anything from
the true sign of forgiveness is buying a person's brand that they
is
endorse.
that really what it is?
Oh yeah. It's
You
true.
know what? I will say that I did get a little sleepy in some of my therapy sessions, so I may have missed that. But you're probably right. So what the hell?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I will get back to you on that, and we'll.
You should watch a Rock movie at least this weekend.
It's funny.
The
you
Tooth
say
Fairy,
that.
I recommend.
You know what? You're making a joke, and Steve, the bias is set in. I have on my list of movies to watch with my wife is Jungle Cruise, and I'm not going to watch it because it's like it's him, and I'm like I can't recommend. I'm not. Every time it's like shows up in my queue, like the next thing for us to watch, I'm like it's friggin' Rock. No, I'm not going to recommend this.
This is terrible.
Yeah, you're right. I am a hypocrite when it comes to The Rock. He will never be forgiven for something that he's really never done to me. Actually. That's the thing is I really can't forgive the guy because he's done nothing to me. So there really is nothing to forgive.
He's given you everything, entertainment and happiness, and look how you treat him.
Entertainment is that's a strong word for The Rock. It is listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. But we have a big question that has to be answered, Steve. It transcends forgiveness. It transcends The Rock. It's all about Ryan Castle and teddy bears. Okay, what do they have in common? Oh, you're going to find out at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a teddy bear have in common?
I know it's Eddie, and he's kind of a bear.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, this text says Steve uses both to practice kissing. Not true.
Whoa.
There's a pillow.
There you go.
That's so much better.
Practice kissing. I don't know why that's so funny.
You never practiced kissing when you were younger?
I did the mirror.
Not a pillow.
What'd you use, your hand?
Yeah. Like a normal person.
So Ryan Castle's like, when you're already perfect, you don't have to practice.
Well, yeah, Ryan, were you just born able to kiss?
Yeah. Well, I had help.
Okay, I don't even know what to say about that. The nanny? What was the nanny like? Here, Ryan, let me get you ready for your manhood. What the? All right.
It's been a weird ride, BJ.
It really has. I'm not going to, you know what? I'm kind of jealous, to be honest with you. I don't know how you had help, but I'm kind of All right. Back in May, an 18-year-old in the UK, his name was Joshua. He stole a car. And then he got gas for that car, but drove off without paying for it because that's what you do when you're Joshua. While the police finally tracked him down last month and searched the place he was staying, Joshua was there, but he had a pretty clever hiding spot. He cut open a giant stuffed animal, a teddy bear, and climbed inside of it.
Clever.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Trouble is, the cops are like, is that teddy bear breathing? And that's when they realized, I think he's inside the bear. And
Surprise!
This
tore a hole in the butt and went in that way.
Ah, well.
As you do.
Reverse
I don't even.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't.
And in prison.
You know, I think Ryan Castle's got he's got a 12-pack. Yeah, that's what he's got next.
Yeah.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
For me, I think I'm going to go with the Mother Love Bone box set vinyl that they have. The packaging is just so great because you open it up. It's got like reprints of show posters and things along those lines. It's a pretty awesome thing, and it's my favorite of all my vinyl collection. That's like the one that I always look at. Cool. With a big smile on my face.
Vicky, do you have any vinyl yourself?
Yeah, actually, I do. And I think I would listen to Hosier's self-titled album. I like more of a folky vibe when I do
vinyl.
vinyl.
Her song.
No, that's Pearl Jam.
I know it is too. Yeah.
BJ and Migs mornings on The Rock 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey, Washington. Delta Dental is on a mission to improve oral health for everyone. We're making oral health education more magical with our Tooth Fairy experience. Our team of diverse tooth fairies travel the state visiting classrooms and youth organizations. We've provided free dental care education, parent resources, and oral health kits to more than 50,000 kids across Washington. It's just another way we help power Washington smiles. Learn more at CavityFreeWA.com.